What's good, man? It's Slick City Show. I'm Jay.
I'm G.
I just want to say, my man got Beijing for the first time.
Hey, listen.
And want to talk trash.
First time?
You were done.
Hey, TikTok, listen.
You were
It's
done.
everybody crispy
I don't
right
want to
now.
hear shit about my hairline because I just got this shit sprayed on yesterday. You heard? So listen, bro. We here, baby. We here.
Hey, look,
Yes,
we
sir.
got it's your
Yes,
boy
sir.
Big Holla behind the producer
Yeah,
desk.
big
We got
time.
a special guest today. Go ahead.
Very
introduce
special
yourself.
guest.
My name's Amani.
Okay.
Yes,
you want to
ma'am.
tell us how you got here?
How did I get here? I mean, how did I get here? I got here because I'm big on TikTok and you guys wanted me here. And that's the truth.
True.
Miss Amani.
He wanted you here.
Miss Amani.
Yeah,
Miss
he
Amani's
wanted me
preach.
here.
Miss Amani-
Because he said you wanted him.
Miss Amani.
That's true.
Miss
That
Amani-
was the
Oh,
allegation.
that's true that you do?
No, that's true. That's
Okay.
what he said.
Okay.
Miss Amani, now you said that we wanted you here, right? Okay, yes. It's a pleasure to have you here because obviously you are an influencer in the city of Atlanta.
Yes,
But at the same time, you made a video in response to something that I said on TikTok, right?
That's true.
Hey, Jay, just sit back.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
No, I'm sat back.
No.
In my opinion, in my humble, honest opinion, ma'am, you want me.
Okay.
And that's the reason you made a video responding to my statements.
Okay.
What do you have to say to that?
Your hand is quaking.
Oh, man, yeah.
No,
Hey,
it
I
is.
got
thought you were
that
going
Jack
to say
Harlow.
ashy.
Quakey?
They're not ashy, though.
No, they're not ashy?
They're not
See,
ashy.
it's not ashy. It's
He
not
just
ashy.
did
My base said it's not ashy.
Oh, my God.
So it's not ashy.
Oh, man.
Let's not go that far.
But go ahead, ma'am. I just, a lot of times when women respond to me on TikTok, it's because they have an interest in me.
Okay.
Now, I'm not sure if you read any of the comments, right? But a lot of them are negative, right? And I believe personally that the reason they are negative is because they want me to respond to them. I responded to you, and guess what? We're here right now.
That's true.
So I just want to start off with this. Do you think that I hate OnlyFans women?
I don't think that you hate OnlyFans women.
Okay.
I think that you are jealous of them.
That's a bar.
What makes me jealous of OnlyFans women?
Well, here's the thing, and this is my way of thinking for, I would say, most men that I encounter, right? I would say that most men are jealous of some sort of lifestyle that the average woman could have, right? Like, so when we talk about OnlyFans, for example, I've met a lot of men growing up that would say stuff like, if I looked like a girl, I would post booty pictures. If I was a girl, I would not date a broke man. But when a girl says that, now every guy is jumping on the we hate women bandwagon. Like, are you broke? Like, you want to date a guy with money? Or are you this way because you're, an OnlyFans girl? And so when you say, oh, I wouldn't date an OnlyFans girl, I'm just like, I mean, you probably would be an OnlyFans girl, and you can't be.
So you think I'm jealous of their money, is what you're saying?
Probably the looks, the easy money,
Okay.
the lifestyle it affords.
Now, in terms of the looks, all right, I consider myself to be a 9, okay?
Okay.
I'm a 9 on a scale of, 1 to 10, right?
Yeah.
Now, in terms of, that's my water. Yeah, appreciate you, bro. In terms of the money portion of it, right? A lot of people, including yourself, and I have here, you said I'm actually a nobody in real life, okay?
Well, let me clarify.
Amani.
Nobody.
No, honestly, no. I did say that, but let me clarify that.
Okay.
I was not specifically saying you're a nobody because I don't know you. I was just saying that guys that say that and that live an alternate life on the internet are nobodies in real life, most likely.
Okay.
Because a lot of men use podcasts and social media as a way to live a double life.
Okay. Okay.
And that's
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And like I said, obviously you just said it yourself. You don't know me, right? You also said that, like you said, I cosplayed.
Did you type out?
listen.
he has a list.
Hang on.
He has a list.
Hang on.
No. He don't have a list. He typed out everything you said.
Right now.
My man did
Oh.
closed cap. You're done.
He's ready.
You also said that I cosplayed myself into a situation that I would never be in, right?
This nigga
Yeah.
has a field breakdown. It's crazy.
I'm gonna ask you this: there are 1.5 million OnlyFans content creators online.
Okay.
Right?
Did you search this?
What makes you think I can't get at least one OnlyFans content creator? I would like you to explain to me that, please.
Tell the truth.
What makes me think that?
What makes you think that out of 1.5 million OnlyFans content creators in the entire world, right? with all due respect.
You know, there's men on there too.
Hang on.
Oh, did you
Yeah.
account for the men?
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Well, first of all, dude.
I think he accounted for everyone.
And like all of them don't make sexual content. either,
Yeah.
Too.
I didn't say all of them made sexual content, but we talked about OnlyFans. I never. Notice how I never said anything about sexual content.
Listen.
Here we go. Here we go. It's a 3-on-1 handicap match. Here we go. Ring the fucking bell.
I think it's safe to say that the insinuation was that these girls are making sexual
Can
content.
you say that
Okay.
second word again?
Okay, so-
it's the what?
Insinuation.
Yes.
Okay,
That's
gotcha,
a word you need
gotcha,
to learn.
Okay, gotcha. So let's say, for instance, there's 1 million OnlyFans females, right?
That makes sexual content.
Women is the word. Go ahead.
1 million OnlyFans women,
shit.
right?
That
What
Beijing
makes
about
you
to
think
sweat,
that
boy.
I can't get at least one of those?
That Beijing is sliding.
Well, I'm telling you,
What
about to
makes
drip
me
down.
think?
Please ignore these clowns. Please ignore these clowns.
Well, let me just say this. Your mentality. 100%. If it's not anything else, why would I want to date someone that didn't respect what I did? And you don't have to respect the fact that OnlyFans girls make sexual videos. But obviously you wouldn't want to be with that person, so you would never be in that situation.
Okay. So do you think I would disrespected the OnlyFans models that? Well, not just the OnlyFans models that I was talking about.
You lowered them. Yes, you did.
Gotcha. Okay.
How you feel about that?
Hang on. I'm gonna ask you a question here.
He's getting boxed up. You fighting for your life over
Do
there.
you
Yeah, we
ever?
ain't said nothing.
I'm gonna give you a list of 5 men here, okay? And I'd like you to tell me if you would date them or not, okay? Lil Baby.
Would I date him? You know, if you would have asked me that 6 months ago, I would have said yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why
But
not
today
now?
is no.
But today it's no.
Okay.
Because
He just helped somebody fix their tire, bro.
Yeah.
He's a swell fellow.
On 85.
I'm pretty sure he's a nice guy.
Okay.
But
so his mentality's right. Okay.
He's younger than me, so that's a no. And he's a known cheater, so that's a no.
Gotcha.
But 6 months ago, I would have been like, yeah, because I'll get some bags out of it.
How do you know that?
That he's a cheater? Because he's admitted to it.
So
He
wait,
said
but he's a good man to be able to admit his flaws. So what if he's trying to work on that? What
Just
if
because
don't
you
wanna
admit
change
your
it?
flaws don't make you good. That's just you being aware.
But he could change
That's-
it for you.
People don't change for other people. The
People
only
change for
person that can
themselves.
change somebody is God, and I'm not God.
Gotcha.
Maybe that just wasn't the
shout out-
situation for
shout
him.
out
Shout out to
Lance
my man
Thomas.
Lance Thomas.
Yes,
Lance
sir.
Thomas said that all black people are God, so ma'am, you are a goddess. Okay.
No
Let's
cap.
just get that out of the way. Okay. Lil Baby out of the way. Key Glock. Would you date Key Glock?
I don't know what Key Glock looks
You
like.
don't know what he looks like?
Key Glock. I don't
someone
think I
pull up
know
a
his
picture of
music.
Key
Yeah,
Glock?
can we play a song real quick? Because I feel like if I hear a song, but I honestly,
Young Joe.
Y'all keep going. I'll pull
Young
up a
dog.
song.
Here's Key Glock.
okay. Oh, Key Glock, Young Dolph. Okay, yeah, Key Glock, he's cute, but no, I'm not. I wouldn't date any rappers or athletes.
Gotcha.
I would not. And this is
rappers in
what
the
we're saying is
Hold on.
what we're talking about is serious dating, right? I'm not talking about just dating for fun. I don't know what you guys are classifying as dating.
No, continue though.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so why would you not date rappers or athletes?
Because there's no future with them. They'll
Right.
baby mama me and then
So ain't that the same stigma that he's using an OnlyFans model?
But here's the thing.
Are you cosplaying yourself in? No, I'm just.
As a matter of fact, we can continue.
No.
No.
Wait. Show holla.
No, I'm not
Show
showing
holla.
anybody
Show
shit.
holla.
No.
Bro,
Okay.
This shit is a whole 2 pages long. I swear to God.
Ma'am.
I kind of want to see. I want to glance. I want to see how long
No,
it
this
is.
is
I respect
crazy.
the hell out of you, okay? I respect you, okay? But there are some things that I have to
Sick.
get off of my chest.
Say it.
On November 15th, 2022,
He's sick.
you stated in a video posted to TikTok,
I'm about to run out.
and I quote, "Let me tell you guys a non-negotiable that I'm going into when I'm going on these dates.
Yes.
Like, if you don't have it, I don't want it. I am only going to be taking men serious when it comes to dating that come from a happy 2-parent household. I am no longer dating men that come from a single mom household. I am no longer dating men that don't have a good relationship with their dad. I don't want it. And yes, I will expand on this.
Wait, can I
wait,
just
hold on,
can,
hold on.
wait, no.
1 second.
I was just
No,
gonna say, it's
ma'am,
really-
ma'am, I let you talk.
Listen,
Ma'am,
I'm not disputing
Amani,
anything you're
Amani,
saying.
Amani,
what I'm saying
Amani,
is I
Amani,
am very
Amani,
what's the word?
Amani, please let me finish, please.
I'm impressed.
Please
how
let no,
verbatim the words are.
please let me finish.
Look,
Please,
okay.
please let me,
Okay.
because listen, I've been waiting to
It
get
was
this.
word for
I
word.
have
It was
been-
word for word.
People have been coming at me for the last week and a half on TikTok,
hold
and
on.
I'm about to flame.
Hold on,
Give
listen,
me one.
Can
what?
I see that real quick?
No, you
No,
cannot
I
see
just
that.
wanna show you.
No, you
we
cannot.
already
No, I
we
wanna-
saw it.
Do not switch anything. Do
First
not.
of all, this is look.
Turn the brightness up.
I didn't
Turn
know
the
that
brightness
was that
up.
much.
Turn the brightness up. I do my research.
Here we go.
I do
Yo,
my
chat,
research.
This is what we're looking at right here.
I do my
Oh
research.
my gosh,
And
the
look,
words are
hold
like
up, hold up,
capitalized,
listen,
like
listen,
Give me that.
emphasized.
Give me that. Holla, give me
Yeah.
that. Let me finish cooking and then you can show them. Give me that.
I gotta say something.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Now we're gonna check the search history. So we're going.
No, not the search history.
Anyways, I'm gonna finish what I'm saying because
Oh my
TikTok
God.
has been trying to cook me, and there are a lot of I'm not calling you a
Yo,
hypocrite.
can I shake?
But listen.
Well,
I do listen. Listen.
He is well.
I'm a fucking journalist. Okay. Okay. Now, I will continue, and I quote. I am no longer dating men that don't have a good relationship with their dad. I don't want it. And yes, I will expand on this. When it comes to just my, keyword my experience and what I just know about people in general, you admitted to generalizing men that come from a single home, by the way, because you said my experience in general. When it comes to guys that I've dated in the past, and I think about the way I've been treated from men that grew up with only their mom, and then also men that grew up with their mom and their dad in the same household, happy, in love, still together to this day, I've always gotten the best treatment, like 100% princess treatment from the guys that grew up in a two-parent household because they saw their dad to be a provider. They saw their dad, be in love with their mom.
this is
and,
a great poem.
They grew up with that.
Facts.
That's normal to them. By the way, when you speak as an authority figure and tell others that, this is what you will experience, at that point, cut it out, Joe. Cut it out. At that point, you're telling them what is actually going to happen. And then you continued on by saying, date a guy that comes from a single mom household. It's normal for him to see a woman struggle. Like, I'm sorry. And I feel like that's where a lot of 50-50 conversations come in. They don't want to finance your life. Like, they don't want for you to be at home and for them to pay all the bills because they've never seen it. They don't ever think that that's really a thing. And when it comes to me and my relationships, it's princess treatment
Or nothing.
or nothing.
That's
Period.
crazy.
Because I treat myself like a princess.
Period.
So why would I spoil myself, take myself on vacations every month, spend on myself whatever I want to spend on myself, and then I get with you and I can't even do that? And it 100% has nothing to do with money. So I don't want to hear you broke holes in my comments talking about you only in it for the money. No, bitch. Actually, I'm in it for the thoughtfulness.
Period.
Reading
I'm in it for the
Rainbow.
guy that thinks it's normal to spoil his woman instead of being simps. I'm almost finished, guys.
Okay.
Like, y'all kill me with that shit. Like, y'all really do. They saw their mom treated well, so they're going to treat you well. How a guy treats his mom and how a guy saw his mom being treated growing up is 100% how he's going to treat you. There is a correlation there. Y'all cannot tell me otherwise. Of course, there's always exceptions, 100%, but for the normal, everyday man, give me the guy from a two-parent household. I want to see. I want to meet his mom. I want to see his mom being treated like a princess because that's how he's going to treat me.
That was a banger.
Now, let me ask you the same question you asked me in your video, okay? What makes you qualified?
What
What makes you
about
qualified
to cook him? She's about
to
cook
talk
him.
down on somebody who grew up in a two-parent house, in a single-parent household? What makes you qualified?
What makes me qualified? Well, I think what makes me qualified is the fact that I observe, I learn, and I'm aware of my surroundings. I grew up in a low community neighborhood, Black, a lot of one-parent households. And then I saw how my, peers were that had two parents. And the lifestyles were just they were polar opposites. And just from what I experienced myself and what, other women have told me about how they've experienced their relationships with men that come from single parent households as well. So it's all about my experience, what people tell me, and just observing and learning.
Gotcha. So you're using past experiences to cast your judgment on men that come from single households. Is that correct?
Correct.
Gotcha. So what is the issue with what I'm doing? I would like to know. What is the issue?
Well, the difference is I'm not saying well, let's see. The difference is I'm not lowering men that come from single family or single parent households. I'm not lowering people that come from single parent households because I've had relatives, friends. My mom was even a single parent at one point. So I'm not saying, oh my gosh, like, keep those people away from me. That's, I'm just saying there's a big difference in how a man is going to treat you when it's just his mom in the household. And that's not what I want for me. When you were talking about OnlyFans girls, you were just like, I would never, date an OnlyFans girl just based off of the content she makes, and you don't really know the lifestyle.
Well,
I know the lifestyle when someone grows up with a single parent. You don't really know the lifestyle when someone makes content for the internet.
I would just like to say, you started the clip off with, if you show your body to the whole world, you don't respect yourself.
Okay.
So you made an indictment on their character.
Okay. She also made an indictment on single men's character.
Yeah,
as well.
true, for sure.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm a cook her in a second.
No, I'm saying she also made an indictment on single men's character as well, saying that they don't know how to take care and treat women. That is an indictment, and that is a generalization.
I would say some single men know how to take care of people even more because, like, they have a weight that other people don't have. Some people grow up with the father that takes care of their mom, and they never have to worry about it. We do have this thing in the black community where it's like, buy your mom a house. I don't hear that in other communities because there are other communities, from what I hear, is like their parents are taking care.
The husband bought the mom a house.
Yeah,
it's
so,
not the weight of the younger, their kids.
Right,
so for a lot of dudes, it's like, I will take care of the woman, right, of my dreams once I take care of the woman who gave me this life, right? So that's where a lot of that, like, a lot of girls, I think that's where people get that, he's a mama's boy and I can't detach him from his mom. He care about his mom too much. It's because, like, like, I got to save her. There was no dude to save her. I'm her child. Let me save her first, then I'll get to what I want to do in life. I feel like that's where a lot of that
But even getting past the mama's boy issue, which is a big issue when, you grow up with just your mom, even getting past that, right? When we talk about how, because your role in the relationship is to be the husband and the father, if you guys are going to have kids, husband and whatever, right?
Would you say king too? Like as a correlation? Because you use princess. So if you want princess treatment, you get princess from the king. But if I'm going to be a king, I would need a queen, right? Would you say that?
Okay.
All right, but continue.
No,
I didn't finish my thought.
Yeah, go ahead. My bad.
What I was going to say is I think it's very hard to emulate something that you've never seen. If a man doesn't grow up seeing his dad be a dad, how can he be a dad? If he doesn't grow up seeing his dad be a loving father and being someone that's going to take care of the household, how is he going to do it? And I feel like that's why it's so easy to continue a cycle of single parent households when you come from a single parent household, because that's all you saw. You saw your friends doing it. You saw your relatives doing it. Your mom did it. I mean, it's very hard to break a cycle when that's when you come from. So, or that's what you come from, I meant.
So let me ask you real quick. So that just means we all give up hope on them people that didn't have the right circumstance?
No, absolutely not. But let's just be real. I mean, we would all like to give people hope and be like, I see the potential in them and, want better for other people. But I mean, let's be real. There's statistics and cycles for a reason. Right. I mean, we see it happen.
But we
have to be realistic.
I would say on average, but even if you look at average, like the divorce rate is what, 50%?
Yeah.
Right? So even if you get married, you're at a 50% chance that you picked the wrong person anyway. I think, like, me personally, I think people get into relationships way too quick. They don't even get to know people. Like, people don't give people time to develop me knowing who you are, because people meet somebody, you look good, let's talk, and now you're showing a representative. So you never even see who that person is. So you pass judgment on all of these things that he came from a single parent household. He doesn't have a college degree. He's into entertainment. These are all things you never even sat to look at the person to see who it is. I do agree. Humans, we judge things to protect ourselves, right? but we have to slow down dating sometimes because it's like you never get to know the individual. A lot of the people are trapped in those cycles because people prejudge them.
You know what? I would completely disagree.
Okay.
I would say in Western society and in America, we date for way too long. We move in with each other. We're cooking for the nigga and he ain't, I feel like we, especially black people, we talk, we date, we'll do it for years. We'll have kids, we'll not get married, we won't buy a house together, but we'll live in an apartment together. We will do that for years. Arranged marriages are way more successful than our dating cycles and marriages because we date for so long that we start to have expectations for what it's going to be like when we get married, right? So we'll date for years, and maybe the person isn't what we want them to be right when we're dating, but we'll be like, oh, when we get married, that'll get fixed. When we get married, this will happen. So we put these expectations on people, and then when you get married, it is what it is. And now you're waiting for something to happen that's never going to happen. You were dating somebody for 5 years. That's what you're getting. You're not getting anything new. So I feel like it's the complete opposite. I feel like, well, get to know somebody. I feel like if my mom was to be like, I know a guy, right, comes from a good family, he has a good job, he's a saved Christian, things that my mom would want from me, I would let my mom fix me up. I would be open to an arranged marriage. Versus the kind of dating that we do in America, it's obviously a failed system.
Well, I want to go into what you said. We date for so long. When I say date, I think, this is the thing that gets people messed up. That's why I've had a lot of conversations with girls. We'll talk, and they'll be like, yeah, I told my friends we're dating. I said, what do you mean by that? Okay. What does that mean to you, right? Because I just want to be your friend first. If I don't know, but people skip that. So now when you're dating somebody, even if y'all have moved in, you've never seen this person when they don't think you're looking at them. Okay. That's the problem, right? We don't meet people. Everybody meets people online. It's a lot of social media. People used to meet at church. That way you could have the people that vouch for you or at coworkers. These are the places that people used to meet each other. But now people are meeting each other. I slid in your DMs. As soon as I slide in your DMs, the representative you that, hey, date me is coming out. So now you're going to act in a way when I'm watching. And you as a girl, y'all know. Y'all post things on your story for that one person to see it, correct? When
I'm dating somebody, but not when I'm single, I don't give a fuck.
Not
when I'm single. So right now, I'm completely single. If I post a story, I don't give a fuck who watches it.
So what do you consider dating?
What I consider dating is when you at least have a conversation that you're exclusive. When you say, hey, like, I don't want to date nobody else. I don't want you to date nobody else. Like, I just want to be exclusive. So that's dating.
So what happens from not knowing them to that? What is that experience like?
That is you playing the field. That's you maybe going on a date with this guy Monday, and then Wednesday you're on a date with somebody else. That's not having sex with everybody that you're talking to. Yeah, that's just getting to know somebody. Okay, so that's going on dates.
I think that's where the problem is, right? Going on dates. Yeah. That person is showing up with the interview suit on. People don't. I mean,
both parties.
Yeah, I agree. I disagree with that format though. And people looked at me crazy. I was on a podcast and I told them I would never look at a girl in a club and walk up to. I don't know you. There's nothing about you besides how you look that should gravitate me towards you. Okay. I usually date people like if I'm out and my homies are throwing a kickback and there's somebody there, like we may talk, we may not even exchange numbers or IGs. I just see you around and not. So I see how you carry yourself without you thinking like I'm looking at you, right? They don't dress themselves up. They just act regular. And then that's how I see how she moves. I see the things she talks about, let me talk to her. I think that's the proper way to date. But people got so addicted to fast, you know what I'm saying? Instant gratification. People start sliding in people's DMs. People start swiping on Tinder. Now you skip the whole process of actually finding out who somebody is. There's no amount of me showing up to a date where you're actually going to know until it comes out, right? Until they say when you date that way, you never find out who somebody is until they feel like y'all are at a point where you can't turn back. Yeah. That's why people get married and people change. People have babies and they change because they figured I did all I needed to do to get you to the point I wanted you. I'm good now.
I'm straight.
That's when you see the
Yeah,
real
but
them.
that's just toxic behavior. I don't feel like that's exclusive to dating. That's just toxic behavior to begin with, right? Because how you said, people put their best foot forward on the first few dates. I mean, I feel like that's common sense. I'm not going to come to a date ugly, but I will admit that after like the first date, I'm not wearing makeup. I'm not, like you're probably going to see my real hair, like stuff like that, just so you know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
Appearance wise, I guess. But you can't expect people to just completely open up to you and you know everything about them just from a few dates. I mean, that's where you kind of have to take the chance and learn someone as you go. And that's why I feel like arranged marriages are so successful, because there are no expectations. You're learning someone through the marriage as you go and just kind of accepting it and working with it.
Right. Now, you went on a date on December 8th, correct?
Damn.
Right.
I guess I did.
Sick.
Stalking?
Sick.
Yeah, bro.
I'm not sick. I'm a journalist.
Yo.
How did you
I'm a
know this,
journalist.
though?
It's a TikTok
Hold
video.
up.
Oh,
Hold up.
okay.
Have you watched the show You?
It's
It's giving
Now,
Joe.
now listen, don't see. This is what we're not going to do. You guys are not going to sit here and
Is that
act
to
like
do
I'm
with
a
the
creep.
girl in the glass?
no.
Yeah, he put the girl in the glass box.
Oh, I seen it.
I'm a journalist and I read. This is why I tell you before we get people in here for interviews, you need to do your research.
I'm a real person.
No, this was a
Now-
TikTok video.
Now,
Okay.
but it was research was done. Okay, you went on a date on December 8th. How did that go?
Which one was that?
And are you still with that man?
December 8th, that was the Nigerian guy.
She
Okay.
said she's completely single now.
Yeah, I said I'm completely single. That was our first and last date. I didn't like him, so I didn't contact him after.
Okay.
He came from a 2-parent household.
He did. Yeah.
Okay. I don't mean to switch the subject here. I just think that there is an extreme level of hypocrisy.
How?
With the statement that you made in regards to men that grew up in single households, because you are casting a judgment on them. Similar
Let me
to
ask
the
you a
same way that
question.
you believe
Have
that
you
I'm
ever dated an
casting-
OnlyFans girl?
I know OnlyFans girls.
Have you dated one?
I've never dated one.
Okay,
never
I've
one.
dated guys from single parent households.
Okay.
Have you?
Okay.
Do you have friends that are OnlyFans girls that you are close friends with? Like you
No,
talk to them.
no
you
close friends.
See,
No
like that's
close
the
friends.
difference, because I just told
I
you
love
I
my
have.
OnlyFans friends. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't have any OnlyFans friends either. Oh, yes, I do. Okay, but I'm just saying, like, you don't interact with these people. You don't know their mentality. You don't know anything about them.
Okay.
I have dated single parent household men. I have relatives. I have friends. I told you my mom was a single parent. So that's the big difference. I mean, I'm learning from experience. You're not learning from experience. You're learning from
hold on,
judgment.
Question. Have you dated people from 2-parent households?
Yes.
Why aren't you with them now?
I mean, those are problems that go beyond just. I mean, I was treated very well in those relationships, but it was other things that.
Okay.
What other things? No, this is a free space. This is a free
No, it's a free space, but how comfortable am I? Yeah, it's personal.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
well,
feel you,
you
I feel
were
you.
comfortable enough to go online and make videos about single men, so I don't know why you wouldn't feel comfortable sharing.
So going online and saying that I wouldn't date a man from a single parent household is the same as me going into the, delving into my past relationships and saying why they didn't work out. I don't think that's the same
you
thing.
casted a judgment on 8 million single men in the United States of America. Okay.
Wait, so
There-
8
there-
million
there
men
are
in
eight-
America
there-
come from single
there-
parent
there are-
households?
Okay, there are 8 million men in the United States of America that come from single parent households.
Who
okay?
told you that?
It's on. I've looked it up, ma'am. Would you like me to show you the website?
I do. I want to
Show
see
you
it.
the website.
Hold
wanna
on,
see
you
it.
don't believe it? Hold
No,
on,
it's not that I don't believe. It's
I
not that I don't believe it. I'm just curious to see where he saw that.
Okay. I think
Because that just seems like
I
8
think
million.
8 million is an understatement, right? Because we have 360 plus million people, right? Even if half of those are men, 150 million men. You can't imagine that 8 million are single and above the age of 18.
No, I'm not
single
saying
parent.
single. I'm talking about from
Oh,
single
from
parent.
single- okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's
My
why.
bad.
That's why I specified
Via
that.
Male Magazine, okay. Now,
Male Magazine.
Male-
That sounds
Male-
very reputable.
Male Magazine. Currently, 1 in 4 children under the age of 18 are raised without a father, or about 16.4 million children. The United States is made up of 51% males, right?
Okay.
Take 16.4 divided by 2, 8 million.
Okay.
8.2 million. So that's where I got it.
I was just curious.
No. I
That just seemed random.
Graduated summa cum laude from Savannah State University. Top of my
Savannah
class.
State.
So what's wrong with Savannah State? no. Now we can get into it because
No, nothing's wrong with Savannah
because
State.
the way you said it was kind of like a little shady.
No, nothing's wrong with Savannah State. I love
Shady
Savannah.
I'm saying that. just a
No,
little shady.
no.
I
I just don't see why you felt the need to say that.
No, I did feel the need to say it.
Why? Because you feel like I think that you're not smart?
For some reason, there is a shock that I did my research. I don't understand what the big shock is.
I don't think
just
it's a shock. I think it's just the detail that you went into.
Yeah, well, you have to understand, right? When there are millions of people, well, not millions, thousands. Can you turn that down? Like hundreds of thousands of people online that are
Let me get about bad.
literally like placing judgments on you and they don't even know you. At a certain
Oh,
point,
so it doesn't feel good, does it?
At a certain point, you're gonna say, okay, cool. I'm gonna prove these people wrong. And that's what I'm doing here right now.
I never said you weren't smart, though.
You show signs, like, and absolutely no disrespect, okay? And I said that right.
I'm making sure.
I said that right. Absolutely no disrespect, but you do show signs of hypocrisy, because of the video that I saw with the single men comments. Single men that come from
Single parent.
Well, I think we just cleared that up. It's not really hypocrisy because, like I said, our situations are different. You've never dated a girl that had an OnlyFans, and you never interact with people that have OnlyFans. I've interacted with the people I talk about.
Okay, but
so that's a big difference.
Generalizing the entire demographic and saying that all of them are not going to treat you right. Do you not?
Did I say all or did I say most?
Even most.
I said there are always exceptions, didn't I?
Even most. You first of all, you said 100%, and then you said there's exceptions. If there's 100%, there are no exceptions.
No, I didn't say 100% of men. I said this is 100% what I feel about what I said. Yeah, read it, please. Yeah, read it.
Yo, son,
how a guy treats his mom and how a guy saw his mom being treated growing up is 100% how he's going to treat you. 100%.
Yes, that's okay. So you're talking about the 100% of how I see that guys are going to treat you based off how they treat their mom.
So you think
I never said 100% of males. I'm saying 100%. This is what's.
Amani, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, okay? Let's say, for instance, my mother was beaten by my father every day, right? Does that 100% mean that I'm going to grow up to beat women?
100% no, but there's also a cycle of viewing abuse and then giving out abuse.
In this quote, I'll read it again for you, ma'am. How a guy treats his mom and how a guy saw his mom being treated growing up is 100% how he's going to treat you. Is that not what you said? Would you like
That's what I said,
okay,
and that was probably an exaggeration, but I mean that's most.
So now it's an
hyperbolic.
Probably not 100%, but probably 90.
90% of people that saw their
not 90%, 90% chance.
90% chance
that how a guy views his mom and how he's seen her be treated is how he's going to treat you and view you.
Totally disagree.
But is there?
I don't disagree.
Hold up.
Yeah, you
so
made the statement. So no,
yeah,
you don't.
Is it a possibility that guy who's seen his mom get beat, right? And he views his mom as somebody he needs to like save, right? Is the reason why he acts the way he acts. It doesn't necessarily mean he's going to act negatively, because if he looked at his mom a certain way, he could see what his dad did as how he should treat somebody, but he can just as well as look at the way his dad treated his mom as
how he shouldn't treat
somebody.
How
he shouldn't treat somebody.
Of course.
Okay.
And that's why I say there's always exceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 100% there are no exceptions. I'm just saying. But I'm glad that you explained your point. Definitely appreciate that. We can move on to a different topic.
So how do you like living in Atlanta? Are you from Atlanta?
I'm from upstate New York.
What part?
What part? Oh, my fault.
Syracuse.
How far is that from Rochester?
An hour.
Oh,
That's
shit.
where
My
my
mom
family's
Duke's from up there. Oh.
That's crazy.
Niggas is so crazy. But that explains a
Hey,
lot.
we not all from Queens,
we
brother.
don't know nothing about.
Actually, my mom's side from Manhattan, so
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? Y'all needed us.
Okay. But that explains
Go ahead, continue. Say what you want to say.
It explains a lot. It explains a lot.
What do you
What that
mean?
No, she reminds me of someone that's from upstate.
What
does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that.
Someone that is very firm on their opinion.
Okay.
You're not firm on your opinion?
Oh, I definitely am.
Oh, okay.
So what do you think like the biggest like problem is dating in Atlanta? Because I know, when did you move here?
About 4 years ago.
Okay. So you seen like a little bit before COVID, and then you seen what it looked like during COVID. Did you see like a difference in the change in dating or no?
In dating, I mean, no. I feel like COVID had nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like in Atlanta, if there's any difficulty in dating, it's because everyone has too many options. I mean, you can throw a rock and hit a pretty girl with a big butt. Same with rich niggas. I mean, everyone has, especially during the pandemic when everybody had that PPP money and that scam money. I mean, you didn't know a rich nigga from a poor nigga. But Like that's all it is. People have too many options. Think, it's always greener on the other side. That's the mentality in Atlanta.
Do you think you have too many options?
Do I have too many options? I think everyone has too many options.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I think the people who don't know how to look for what they're looking for think they have too many options.
Okay.
I think that's the case. A lot of people, they only look at one layer before they decide whether it's an option or not. I don't care. Her being a girl, her being attractive, her being the right weight, size, or of my perfect, none of that is a qualification for you being an option. Your character is an option. I think people never try to find out people's character. They just look at people and say, this is an option.
100%. And that's what I say when I mean options. That's why I said rich niggas and pretty girls, because that's all superficial stuff. You see somebody and you whatever you got at home ain't good enough because now you see a girl with a bigger butt. You see a nigga, spending more money at the club. Like, that's what I mean. Because if it comes down to real options, that's why I'm single. I don't have any real options. So, options are an illusion, but to people that are superficial, they're dating for fun. Like I said, if you got to specify dating, because a lot of people do just date for fun. There are a lot of options. There's always going to be girls trying to have sex with you. There are always going to be guys spending money on you. And if those are the options you're looking for, there's a lot of options in Atlanta.
Would you consider yourself difficult to be in a relationship? Because, some of the...
You don't think you should be difficult to be in a relationship with?
Yeah, but it's just, I've had experiences in the past with women who said, oh, I need to be treated like a princess, which is fine. I'll treat you like a princess. But when it comes to saying that, like, every second of the day, like, do you find yourself being difficult?
I'm not difficult. I'm actually very easy to please, but it's just that when you have 5 criteria, right, for the guy, and you're like, these are my hard, like, standards, like, no ifs, ands, or buts, like, he can't have these or he has to have these.
Or what are
only
the 5?
4 or 5. For me, it's number 1 is no kids. I don't want kids, and I don't want him to have kids.
That's
I'm not going to be
very
nobody's stepmom.
You don't want kids in
I don't
the
want
future?
kids, period. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Number 2 is, like I said, 2-parent household, like,
Okay.
But you know what? I'm not even really that hard on the 2-parent household.
Yeah.
I would like that because I know what comes from it. But if a guy came from a single-parent household and he showed me different, I would break that rule. But generally,
So it's
I
not
want
a
a 2-parent household.
non-negotiable.
It's not 100% a deal breaker.
But it's going to be hard to break.
It's going to be, It's going to be like if I have an option between a guy from 2 parents or 1 parent, I'm probably going to choose the guy from a 2-parent household. But it's not like, oh, he don't got that.
Okay,
Yeah. Like I said in my video, there's always exceptions.
No,
So what else?
No, did I not
Amani,
say at the end of the video
you
that there's
said
always
that there
exceptions?
are
Yes or no?
you
Yes
said
or no?
that- no.
Yes or no?
You
Yes
were
or
not
no?
referring
Yes
to
I know.
exceptions
Yes
for
I
you.
know. Did I say
Amani,
that?
you
Did
said
I
that.
say at the end of the
You
video
said
there's
that.
always
You
exceptions?
said
Did I
that.
say
But
that?
you did not say
Okay, I said that.
exceptions for
Okay,
you.
period. I said
You did not
that.
say exceptions for you. You
I
said
said
that there are exceptions.
I
for-
said that.
Okay. Other
I
3
said that.
criteria. The other 3 criteria.
Yeah, there are 3.
That boy's stressing. Don't rub the Beijing off, my boy.
No,
Be
stop.
careful. Big
Like
dog.
I said before, take your do-rag off.
Keep continuing.
The other 3 is honestly, and this might trigger and ruffle some feathers, but honestly, I'm not I'm not going 50-50 on anything in a relationship. I'm just not.
When you
Because
say-
I've done it before and it didn't work out for me.
So-
So that's how I know I'm not doing
Well,
it.
So,
that's
hold,
one
hold,
time,
wait. So when you say anything, what do you mean by that?
Anything. I'm not picking up a tab on a date. I'm not if we
Weights.
live together, I'm not paying for any of the bills.
Wait.
Are you? Can you?
No.
Oh,
Stop.
sorry.
I
I'm
need- I
sorry.
need her to
Go
finish.
ahead, Go ahead.
This
I'm
is
gonna let
nuts.
you cut.
No, I need her to finish. Continue.
Just money wise, I'm not going 50-50 because here's the thing. Men will want you to go 50-50 on the money, but they don't go 50-50 on anything else.
But,
the women will go 50-50 on the money and they go 100-100 on everything else in the household, especially if you live together.
Okay.
And let me explain, because I lived with 2 boyfriends before, right?
Generalizing
Wait,
once again.
wait.
Generalizing
Exactly.
once again.
Oh, okay.
I've
Look,
lived.
my space has always
Same
been
time.
cleaner than any girl that I've encountered. Not even dated. I'm talking about maybe one was cleaner than me, right? But all of their spaces were dirtier than mine. None of them, well, some of them, I'll give it. I say like.
So what are you talking about?
I
It's
say
like, oh, whoa,
No,
some of
listen.
them-
But what I'm saying is 75% of them couldn't cook better than me, right? And I don't think they were more like task oriented, like making sure things are done more than me, right? So I agree. If there's a dude who wants to be a mama's boy and sit around, but that's why I think people have to actually find good partners.
I was gonna say you just gotta pick the right person.
Yeah, because a good partner, it should be whatever works. If we lock like this on character, if you make more money than me, that's fine. I can pick up this stuff. If there comes, because the table can always turn. Yeah. You never know. But you don't want to be in a situation where it's y'all aren't a team and it's you handle this, I handle this. Because if the tables ever turn, somebody can learn how to cook and clean, right? Mm-hmm. Somebody can become a millionaire tomorrow too, right? Your girl could be just like he brought up the OnlyFans girls. Everybody was in that comment saying, this is a way that women can make more money than any man. What is he supposed to do? If his girl 3 years into the relationship starts on OnlyFans and then she starts to make 6 times more money than him, are they supposed to break up then? Because if they were actually supposed to be together and had good character and loved each other for who they were, what would it matter?
We're going to make this shit work.
Okay, well, let's talk about this. Mm-hmm. You need more than love to make a relationship work. And that's why so many marriages fail.
For sure.
And money is also a big reason why people get divorced. Mm-hmm. That's isn't like the number one reason that initiates divorce? Mm-hmm. So when I talk about why I don't want to go 50-50, it's because, and I'm not saying that generally people shouldn't. I just know it works for me because just like you said, you got to do what works for you. There are some girls that'll be like, I'll pay for the dates. I'll split the bills 50-50. I'll cook and clean and he don't got to do nothing, none of that. Yeah. And that's good for them, but that's not me. Yeah. Because the type of person that I am, when I say stuff like my love language is gifts, right? That's just not me receiving gifts. That's me giving gifts.
But you can't talk to people in your love language to them. You can't choose that for them. If their love language is not receiving gifts, you can't say, because this is my love language, this is how I'm going to talk to you. That's a lot of guys' problem because they look at their love language and say, I'm supposed to talk to you like this. That's not true. You have to talk to them in the love language that they receive, right? So go ahead.
That's true. But okay, so still, continue what I was saying. Like if I'm like a gift giver, I'm someone that's, when you come home from work, I'm going to be cooking. You're never going to come home to, I got cats. So I got to keep my house like 10 times cleaner than anybody else's. Like you're going to come home to a nice apartment. You're going to come home to food, and then it's like the sex thing too. Like,
you don't give him head before you walk out every day? You don't give him head before you walk out every day?
I wouldn't say all that, but
okay.
like it's the sex thing too. It's just like you're gonna get like an in-house person that's gonna have sex with you like whenever you want to too. Like I feel like at some point women do a lot more, and the whole relationship is not 50-50. So why go 50-50 with the money? Yeah, that's just my opinion.
I agree,
and that's for me.
But see, I don't think women should settle for dudes because. There was a time where this ideology come from a time where only dudes could work, right? That's where the ideology comes from.
Yeah.
We have progressed society to a point where we can both make money, right? So that should take the load off. But I feel like a lot of guys, just like a lot of girls haven't caught up with the mindset of, okay, I could be more equal financially. A lot of guys haven't caught up to the idea that you got to provide more than money, right? I don't think you should cater me doing 100% of the other stuff to you just take care of the money. That's not where we are anymore. You could get a dude who's like 50-50 on everything else or whatever works for y'all. If he needs to do 75% of the bills and he does 25% of the cooking and cleaning, like whatever works for y'all, that's what
you should do.
Yeah.
100%. And it doesn't work for me. So that's why I said.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, y'all stern as hell. Both of y'all too. That's crazy.
No, because we're talking about my personal criteria. Like if we're just talking about general, I would say everybody got to do what they got to do for their relationship. Like there's no cookie cutter relationship.
You believe in soulmate?
I believe that God made somebody for everybody.
So what if the person made for you? You blocking it by cutting that off. The whole it's not working for you because that's what you want. Then
that's
really
not the person for me.
How is that not the person for you?
That's not her preference.
Yeah.
It's not. Wait. Shut up. I don't mean to say that. I'm sorry. I'm hot. But
talk to you. Me personally, I would never take that level of disrespect.
Bro, y'all my niggas. So I don't even want to hear that. Like, you can tell me shut up. It is what it is. We ain't sensitive like that. I hope not.
Go ahead.
But what I'm saying is, if God made it, you don't have a choice. That's God's decision for you. So, and I'm not religious on like that at all. I'm not, and I don't know what your life is like. I don't know what my life is going to be like. You know what I'm saying? But if God made that, you have no choice. You just got to roll with that.
Exactly. If God made me to have these preferences and have these things because one thing I really believe is, we have free will, but, God knows what we're going to do before we do it, right? And he made us a specific way. So if he made me and he saw me go through all these different relationships and learn from different relationships. I'm learning those things for a reason. Like I said, all my preferences have come from things that I've experienced before.
So
I've been 50-50 with a guy and it didn't work out.
How old are you right now? I don't know if you mind me asking.
I'm 28. No, I don't care. I'm 28.
Oh, good. I mean, we still young. You still in your 20s. So
No, definitely. And it's like I'm still in my 20s, so I'm young enough to
evolve.
I mean, I'm in my late 20s, so I
You
feel
have
like I've learned what I need to learn about relationships.
I think you don't really start learning in life till you hit 25.
100%.
I think we just started being adults at 25, and then you kind of you disagree. Well, because you're not 25. That's
Right.
why.
How old are you?
Niggas capping, bro.
How old are you?
23. He capping.
At 23, what was
But,
your
but you
what was your
haven't been
ideas?
there yet. Go ahead. But why do you think I'm?
You feel
capping?
like your brain is fully formed?
Not fully formed, but I feel like I have started learning. Like,
Oh, yeah,
I've
you
had
started learning,
experiences.
yeah.
I've had experiences, but like obviously I haven't learned enough yet to be on the level of others. But I have started learning though.
Nobody's saying you haven't started
That's what
learning.
you just said.
No.
You're
I'm saying you
not
don't. You
concrete
don't.
on your-
You haven't had enough time to even understand the world of an adult yet, right? Because you go from being 5 years old to school, then you go from school to college, then you go from college to just working, then you go to working to real independence. So you don't really even know who you want to be in a marriage because you don't even know what your life looks like as an adult yet. So all these things you have formed have been based off of you having certain levels of independence. Until you gain full independence, at least mentally, like I don't think you can really make a concrete statement on the rest of your life.
Okay. Give us the last three, please, Miss Amani.
The last two, right?
The last two.
Yeah.
Criteria, yeah.
No,
That was the third one.
Yeah.
You got sure?
I'm positive.
Journalists, are you not counting?
I was listening the whole time.
Okay.
You
go
know,
ahead.
he
That
does
was
back
three. I
end
believe it
research.
was.
You know what I'm saying? Later on.
Give us the last two, please, Miss Amani.
The last two, what are the last two? Oh, the last two is definitely he has to be a Christian, have a relationship with God, have knowledge of, he doesn't have to necessarily be like, oh, I go to church every Sunday. But he has to have that relationship and knowledge, 100%. Because I feel like if people aren't accountable to anybody else, if they have that relationship with God, they're going to be accountable to God. And I'd rather my partner be accountable to God before he's accountable to anybody else. Because, it's God and it's the man, then it's your household under that. So I want him to be led by God, and not led by anything else. So that's definitely a criteria. Like, I wouldn't date somebody who wasn't Christian. I wouldn't date an atheist. I wouldn't date a Jewish person. I wouldn't. I just wouldn't.
So you seem very religious, right? What do you think God has to say about OnlyFans women showing their bodies online and things like that? What do you think God has to say about that?
God would say it's a sin.
Okay.
But God forgives all sin, though.
He
No
does
sin
forgive.
is more than another.
I mean, what would God say about being judgmental?
Obviously, he wouldn't like that, but you're judgmental as well. So
Oh, I am judgmental.
I know. At least we're able to admit it, though, right? At least we're able to do that. At least we're able to, let's go to number 5.
But okay, can I just
Yes,
clarify
ma'am.
this
Of course
too?
you can. Of course you
Go ahead,
can.
yeah.
I think there's two different types of judgmental because we all have to have some type of judgment, and that's just for safety. That's just from learning your surroundings. That's being aware. I'm not going to, like, my better judgment would not be to do something like go outside in a thong when it's 2 degrees outside. That's my better judgment, right? And I think that it's so.
Is what he means, though.
Yeah. Okay. So casting judgment. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can move on to Cinco.
I don't think that there's a number 5. I was just using 5 as an example, but those I definitely are 4 that I have.
Okay.
Go ahead. I know you.
So what was like your worst date experience that you've had since you've been in Atlanta?
I mean,
How many days have you been on?
I don't know how many dates I've been on since I've been in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Gotcha.
It's 4 years, so I mean.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's a while.
Yeah, definitely. What was your worst dating experience?
Just like a single date. Like, what do you mean dating experience?
It could
I mean, I don't really think I've had bad dating experiences. I just will go on a date and we'll go to dinner. We'll eat some decent food. We'll have drinks, and if I don't like them, we just don't talk after that.
Okay. Now, let me ask you a question. And I'm just from observation standpoint, you do seem like you're very difficult to please, right? Now, I went on a date with a woman. I'm I can't remember. I think it was Ruth Chris back in 2020. This was
You're done, buddy.
This was after the pandemic. Well, not after the pandemic. It was right before the pandemic. And she was like a very, very bougie 21-year-old. She told me she wanted to go somewhere fancy. I'm 20 years old. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to take you somewhere fancy. Pick her up. We get to Ruth Chris. She says, this where we eating at? And I said, ma'am, you said you wanted to go somewhere fancy. And she literally had an attitude the entire date. Are you going to be upset if someone takes you to Ruth Chris?
First of all, Ruth Chris is mid.
Mid?
Mid.
Only been there once.
STK,
Only been
listen,
there once.
I will stand outside of STK with a sign that says it's garbage for the rest of my life.
Okay.
But go ahead, continue. My bad. I had to get that out. I have a hate for STK.
What are your thoughts on
I
Ruth
never-
Chris?
I honestly, I've only been there twice, but I think that Ruth Chris has decent food.
Okay.
I wouldn't see a problem going on a date to Ruth Chris.
Okay.
What is like an ideal date to you?
An ideal,
Your perfect one.
the ideal date for me is, I don't know. I don't know if I really have an ideal date. Like the ideal date for me is going on a date with someone and it doesn't matter what we're doing, I make a connection with them. That's ideal at this point because that's rare. That's
Making connections with people?
yeah, going on a date and being like, I like this person. I want to see this person again. That's rare for me.
Do you have do you know how many dates you've been on? I know you said no. Do you have like an idea of how many dates you've been on?
Like different guys or
just with different guys over the past like 4 years. Do you have an idea? Because
really not that many. Maybe like 15.
Okay,
like,
15, and at this point you still haven't been able to like find just.
I've
simple-
dated
I'm
people
pretty
within
sure
these past 4 years. I've had a boyfriend.
Okay. Because I was about to say, like, I do think that there needs to be like some type of self accountability there as well. Because you're
crazy.
laughing. I'm serious.
Go
like,
crazy.
no, but I feel like I'm the same way too though. Like there is a certain level of self accountability that I have to have because like for maybe like 3.5 years now I've been single, right? And I'm always like, damn, like shit, I can't find anyone like that's for me.
Yeah.
But I've been on multiple dates. And now I'm starting to realize.
How do you find the girls you go on dates with?
Well, a lot of them were back at Savannah State when I was at school.
I was about to go crazy.
What?
No, go ahead.
But a lot of them were back at Savannah State, and I didn't really connect with a lot of them. I feel like I'm a lot more mature than people that are like my age, and a lot of those like college students, a lot of them are like very immature. So,
So when you graduated college, you were still dating girls in college?
no, I wasn't. After I graduated back in fall of 2021, and I've been out of the game now for like 10 months.
So you haven't gone on a date in the past year?
No, not the past 10 months.
Past year, basically.
Past 10 months.
Yeah. You think you're going to go on a date in the next 2 months?
Highly unlikely.
Yeah, so
Highly
past year.
unlikely. Okay.
Speak it to
But yeah, like I said, I did figure out that there is some type of self accountability that I had to take because maybe something's wrong with me to where I can't connect with other people. And I think that may be the same thing with you as well. I really do. 15 dates in 4 years, and I'm not gonna say you've only had one boyfriend, but you've only been able to connect with one person.
Well, that's not what I said.
Well, how many people have you been able to connect with?
Out of, let's say if it was really 15, I've probably actually dated like 4.
Okay.
So 1 a year, that's decent.
That's solid. That's solid. Because you don't want to date everyone you come across.
Yeah.
I just don't have these experiences that other people are. Like, if I get to the point where I'm going on a date with you, we already, like, rock a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, we have to.
spend
Like, because
time
what's the point of me, like, hanging out with cold dating person? Like, what are we doing here?
That's not realistic, though, because once you're an adult and you don't have those situations to where you're in a classroom with somebody, you don't date people that you work with, you are meeting people in a one-time experience. Like you said, you don't talk to girls that you see at a club or something like that. But even if you're just at a restaurant with your boys and you see a girl at the bar, like, if you're not the type of guy to walk up to her, okay, that's one thing. But there aren't going to be many settings where you meet a girl more than once and then you're like, oh, well, now let's go on a date. Like, you're pretty much asking people out cold turkey. Like,
See, I think
In
that's
real
just a
life, though.
difference.
yeah, and that's real life.
No. I
Not
think
on
that's
the internet.
no. I think that's perspective though, because you moved here. I've lived here my whole life, so like my experience of being in Atlanta and dating, like I have friends that are from my high school, from the college I went to, that all went out
How old
to
are
do
you?
something. 28. that all went out to do separate things, right? So when they invite me to a place, now I'm in this circle. Now I'm in this circle. Or I might invite them to my circle and they bring people with them. Like, I've never let go of the roots that I had. So I think it's perspective. And I think that's a reason, like, a lot of people, when everybody was moving to LA and when everybody started moving to Atlanta, is they have, like, no root here. So they have to do it. But I think you should, I'm not you, but, like, I think people should develop roots and friend circles once they get here and then find people through there. I think that's a healthier way of developing relationships. That.
But you still feel that's still real life though. Like, you going out, on the internet.
Who, me?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what she was saying too. Like, well, I'm saying too. Like, go out there and go experience people in real life. That's how you
for sure.
connect the dates, not on the internet.
Do you have an issue with men calling women hoes?
I do.
You do? Why did you call men hoes yesterday on TikTok?
What did I say specifically?
You said that.
That I'm holeless.
That you're holeless.
Oh.
Right? So why do you have an issue with men calling women hoes, but you can insinuate that men are hoes?
Well, let's just say that when I use the word holeless, I'm not specifically calling men hoes. That's just a term. That's just me saying I don't got nobody on my roster. I didn't say men are hoes, even though I don't think that there is a such thing as hoe, right? But the way that men use it against women is just kind of comical, because if we are going to use the term hoes, men are more hoes than women are.
Ooh,
Yeah, but I think they accept it, though.
That one.
But that's the thing.
I don't think it's that they accept it. I think it's more socially acceptable for them to be hoes. And it's not acceptable for women to do the same thing. Because when we talk about having sex specifically, right? Yeah. If a girl has sex with a guy, let's say on the first date or, whatever, first encounter, she's easy. But it's like, that insinuates that it's hard to have sex with a woman. Like, she shouldn't want to have sex. And I don't like those insinuations because, that brings a lot of things with it. That brings sexual violence, because then you feel like you got to coerce women into having sex. That brings a lot of things with it. So, men have sex and it's just like, that's normal for them. But it's not normal for women to have sex too. I feel like that's very strange.
It's just,
I think it's normal, but for women to have sex, but I don't know.
I think it's both sides of the spectrum.
It's both sides
that caused the issue.
Also, too, like, well, this is just me thinking and how I think. Like, as a man, and this is the double standard. I'm gonna stand on this double standard to me. But I think men have always been, since the beginning of time, more capable of, not capable, have always been the promiscuous gene, gender. There we go. Sorry. And that's really what we've done. We've procreated with a lot of women throughout time. So now we're in 2022, about to be 2023, and people kind of get like this weird stigma, like men haven't always been like this.
I'm not saying that that's not normal.
Wait, hold on. But I'm saying now, I'm not justifying it, because I still think everybody should be selective about who they have sex with, regardless. But I think we are kind of passing by from what history's been.
I think everybody put under the same circumstances have the ability to be the same.
Exactly.
The only difference is that's why people always got to ask, why was it like that? Back then, the reason why people can look back at, like, what was it, Genghis Khan, that they say like 1 in every 200 people is related to him. It's because he was powerful. Right. That's why he was doing that. All them other people that was under him, they was not doing that.
Correct.
Right? Some of them were, but even them, it was by proxy of what was powerful at that time. Right. But now that we're attempting to level the playing field between the two, they can be the same. Like, everybody has the same desires. That's why I wish guys and girls talk to each other more, because you'll realize we all really want the same thing, and that's it.
Shit.
I think Amani has something she wanted to say.
Go ahead. I was going to comment on that too.
Well, I was just going to say, it's not that I don't think that it's normal for men to be promiscuous. I just don't like the fact that the normalcy with wanting sex is taken away from women as well. It's normal for men, but it's not normal for women. Why? Women want to have sex too. And when you put the stigma on women that they shouldn't have sex or that they shouldn't want to, then, okay, when we're having sex, who is, am I being coerced? Am I being forced? It's all these things that come with it from you saying that women shouldn't want to have sex. And then you put the hoe label on them. Yeah. There is no such thing as hoe.
Yeah.
I mean, because people want to have sex. Like, I don't get it.
I think everybody got hoism in them, but that's just me. But
I disagree.
I think
I'm not a
men,
hoe.
I think
I'm
men
a
can be
whore.
hoes.
Difference.
I think men can be hoes,
Difference.
whores, whatever. I
It's
think
whore
women can be
classier.
hoes.
I'm a slut. Okay,
I'm right there with you.
Won. I just need one.
That's
That's
crazy, right? But that's I wasn't demonizing women. I already know most of the time women
for sure.
appreciate sex more than men, regardless. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially the art of it. I think like men, we just like I was saying, men just fuck. Like we could just go fuck.
No,
Women
speak for
can,
yourself.
Yeah, please do.
I'm
that.
not speaking for
I'm
you.
an artist. I am an
I
artist.
make love. I make
I
love.
am
You
an
fuck.
No,
I make love.
you ain't done shit, but
It
ate a
doesn't
little
matter.
booty in
It
your
doesn't.
life.
It
Stop
doesn't matter.
So
You-
listen.
don't get me started on eating ass, please. Go ahead.
Wait,
Anyways,
how did it come
but
to
listen,
this?
Listen, what I'm saying is,
How do you feel about God? Nah.
How do you feel? How do you
how you
feel
know
about
I'm punching
guys
your
getting
ass?
their ass ate? No. No. How do you feel about guys that get their ass ate?
Can we just let's start off here, okay? I've seen so many TikTok videos that blow up because, it's true. A lot of guys do not wash between the fucking cheeks with a rag and soap and water in the shower. And I don't listen,
A lot of women
I
don't either. But go ahead.
Okay.
Smelly vagina. The reason vagina
hold
smells
on.
sometimes
Speak for yourself.
is the ass.
Speak for
No,
yourself.
I'm not
Let
speaking
me-
for myself. I'm speaking.
How you know?
Because people are the same. I've been bro. Just like I've been to my homies' cribs and seen in their room.
Yeah.
I've been to girls' cribs and seen in their room too, nigga.
And that mean they don't wash their
No.
asshole?
What I'm saying is people aren't as different. People like to think because women are the leaders in the beauty industry and
Yeah.
beauty this, beauty
Yeah.
that look good.
Yeah.
They think that they're clean. That's not the truth.
No,
I
it's
know
not
those
even
are the
it's not even
balances are
necessarily
fucked
that.
up.
It's literally men saying, "Yeah, I don't wash between the cheeks when I'm in the shower."
You don't
It's
wash
men admitting to it.
You
It's
don't wash between your cheeks.
men
she's
saying
talking
that they admit men saying that. So it's just
Crazy.
like, why would you put your face in between that? And they're saying that they don't even wash between their butt. That's the first thing. And then second thing is just like, I mean, if it's clean and y'all both want to do it, I don't really care. I mean, what do you mean? How do I feel about it? I don't feel any
Well,
type of way.
how would you feel about if, like, let's say you mess with a dude and he was like, "How you feel about eating my ass?"
I would say no, and then
Okay.
at that point, we wouldn't see each other again
Now, why?
because you need something fulfilled that I can't fulfill,
Now-
and so I'm gonna let you be with the next person.
Is it something other than just like you won't do it or something like that?
No, it's just a preference.
Okay.
It's just I'm not gonna do it, so I'm not gonna let you beg me every time we having sex to eat your ass. Like you can find another girl that wants to do it. Girls love doing it. Girls love doing it, so you can find somebody that wants to do it.
What if he was willing to give it up though? Like, he was
Wait,
like,
what?
Nah, I'm good.
Wait, what? Hey, bro. Wait.
What if he was like,
No.
if he just because he asked,
Yeah.
right? What if he was like, okay, we don't have to do that, but we can stay together? Then what?
No, because you lying. Because you asked me because you wanted it, and you're never not gonna want it.
So you think he's gonna cheat and go with the girl that's gonna
Not
eat his
necessarily
ass?
that. I feel like even if you don't cheat, you're gonna be unfulfilled. And you
Nobody's
can go be fulfilled with somebody else.
But see, nobody's gonna be fulfilled. I think that's the
Something
thing
else.
about relationships. Your partner is not here to fulfill you 100%.
You got to
Like
100%.
yeah. So there's
100%.
always
Put a rag under there,
there's
boy, you be all
hold
right.
up, you disagree?
No, I'm listening.
I think like
She's
we have
something else though.
I think we have this fairy tale that your person's supposed to be your everything. That's not
Nah,
the case.
That's not.
So why can't he just say like, okay, I'm fine with leaving that off the table. Let's still be together. This relationship is worth giving that up.
Because if I was to ask for something sexual and he was not willing to do it, that would be a deal breaker for me.
What would that be for you?
I don't.
You don't know
I
what it
don't
could
know.
be. Yeah, anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, if I was willing to ask for it, that means I really do want it. And that's anything in a relationship. If I ask for anything in a relationship and they're not willing to do it, it's like, damn, well, somebody else will.
So let me ask you this: do you like your toes sucked?
Do I like my toes sucked? I do.
Okay, right. So if you ask a man that you're dating to suck your toes,
Mm-hmm.
right, and he says, "No, I'm not gonna suck your toe. I don't eat toes." Right? Are you just gonna leave, even though you and this man have a great connection? Is that a deal breaker for you just because he doesn't want to lick your big toe?
Is that a deal breaker? Damn, I don't
Say
know. No,
it.
I guess it's not.
Exactly.
I guess
Exactly.
it's
So your
not.
last point was invalid. Okay. It's invalid. It's
I don't
invalid.
know.
Hey,
I
it's
feel like that's
invalid.
just kind of specialized though. Like you want your rectum like stimulated, and I think that's a big thing for guys.
No, do you think that's homosexual? If a
No.
man likes, okay. You said your rectum stimulated, so I just.
You know
automatic-
your
And I
G
said
spot's
that-
in your asshole. Right?
Yeah, I was
No,
gonna
it's not
say-
in your asshole, is it? It's below your asshole.
It's in your asshole. What?
It's in that. I mean, it's in the
the gooch,
region.
nigga.
Regardless, it's in the
region.
area.
I've never gotten that area licked. It's just too close to the asshole. Too close.
Didn't he say he like shave his butt in
Yeah.
the first episode?
No, I didn't. This nigga
Yeah,
is
he
crazy.
did.
Hey, look, this nigga is crazy. I
He was
never
like,
said
"Yeah,
that.
shave your butt."
We-
I do. That's
Listen,
what you
I
said.
did not say that. I did not say that.
I'm West Coast.
Go
My
back.
bad.
But
Hey man, that is crazy.
But yeah,
Couldn't be me though.
Listen, I just thank you for being honest about that. Thank you.
Nigga, how many times you gonna say?
I don't
thank you?
know. I think people are just way too. I think life has a good way of making us feel like we've lived forever, but also like time's running out at the same time.
Mhm.
Cause I see a lot of people like be like 28, 25, and they're like, "Yo, I felt the pressure. I was with this. Okay, she was in her 30s, all right, and I could feel the pressure of like, yo, nigga, you need to lock in right now, like. And then I see her like years later, and I'm like, see, you were fine. You could have really just chilled because you really went off and did nothing anyway, right? So you could have. I don't know. I think people be rushing too much. They feel like they got to get something.
Yeah.
And if things are going too slow, I don't know.
They failed. Or
Yeah.
fuck that. Yeah.
Well, that's just because of social media. And what people fail to realize is that a lot of social media is one big lie. People are not as put on as they, make it out to be. People are not as rich as they say they are. They aren't as good looking as they think they are. Social media is just one big lie, like 100%. So it's just like people feel like they need to compete with social media, and it's like that's a phantom. That's someone's imagination. That's what someone wants to be, and it's just not true. Everyone's competing with something that's not even there.
I think that's the
Competing with the air.
That's an everyday thing. It's not just on social media, but in everyday.
I think social
everyday
media has
life.
amplified it.
Well, you gotta. Okay, look. A lot of women in the United States use makeup. Most of them don't look like that when they take the makeup off.
This nigga, bro.
no,
I
I'm
think we
serious.
always had that though, because if it wasn't social media, it was movies. That's where people got the idea, like
Of what romance looks
yeah,
like
what
and-
romance looks like, and what it should be, and no matter what your parents did at the crib,
Media.
right? Yeah, you're like you would hear.
But
your
you have
parents,
to admit that social media is like it's on crack,
for
versus what we
sure.
experienced when we were growing up.
True, true, true.
Like, if I was comparing myself to, fucking a rom-com,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't going to experience that till I'm in my 30s. But people, they're seeing social media when they're 10 years old.
But see,
and then they think by the time they're 20, they got to be a millionaire.
I'm pretty sure like the generation before us looked at TV like that though, right? Dang, they got a TV in every room now. Like I think the generation that grows up with it, right? Because we were kind of like before social media, and then we watched the progression into social media. So and like I do like YouTube. So in my Twitch chat, there's like a lot of kids, and I could tell like they can decipher things that people in my age bracket or above can't decipher on the internet. They're not swayed by the shade room. Like they look at it and all right, like we don't really know, keep it moving. They know how to decipher that because that's all they know. So I think it's on crack for us because what we came from, but for them it's like what TV was to us, I believe.
I mean, it's also the aspect of we didn't live our lives through TV. We didn't live our lives through movies. We live our life through social media. It's in our back pockets. We are looking at it every second of the day. For a lot of people, it's not like that. You can't even compare TV or movies or what we grew up with to TikTok and Instagram now. Those are two totally different things. Like, it's extremely amplified.
I can agree to a point. I think maybe for guys it's a little different because like even back then, like people spent 8-9 hours on Call of Duty in group chats, like talking to people all day. Like literally, their whole night would be spent talking to people that they've never even seen before. So I think I get it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the generation turns out.
I want to bring up a topic here really quick. Yesterday, what's today's date? Today's the 29th. Yesterday, Fabio Foreign
Ooh.
was caught on camera dry fucking the shit out of Asian girl. Right? Now, let me ask you a question, okay? If you're in a relationship with a man and he goes to a party and he dry fucks the shit out of another woman at that party, is the relationship over at that point, or is that acceptable behavior?
It's not acceptable, and what I say the relationship is over, it depends on how well.
He is raw. Well, go ahead.
it's just kind of like I don't see me dating somebody that would even think that that's okay to begin with.
But you never know what they're going to be doing.
That's true. You never know. You know, people can always lead double lives. So that's just anybody could lie. I mean, it is what it is. Would I think is acceptable? No. And would I break up with him? Probably, because you're a celebrity. Millions of people are seeing this. You're making me look dumb in front of everybody. You aren't just a nobody. You aren't just Charles down the street, and nobody's gonna know what you're doing in your bedroom. Like, you're a celebrity with another celebrity on the shade room. Like, that's it. That's embarrassing.
Gotcha. So, for you in a relationship, do you like for your men? Well, not like for your men, but are you okay with your man going out to parties and functions with the boys?
Yeah.
You're fine with that? No fear of cheating?
No.
If you're in a
I'm being
relationship
honest,
with somebody, go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, I've never been in a relationship where I thought the guy was cheating on me, ever. Because if I can't trust him, I'm not going to date him to begin with. If I feel like there's something and I can't be like, oh, you know, go off with your boys and I'm going to go off with my girls. If I feel like that's going to threaten our relationship, I'm not going to date you, period. So I've never been in that situations where I've been like, oh, I don't want him going out because what is he going to do?
Gotcha.
I've never felt like that.
Are you okay with your boyfriend having a female best friend?
No.
No? Why not?
There's no such thing as a female best friend
That
for men,
is
and there is no
not
such thing
true.
as a male best friend for a girl.
That is just
There,
not true.
that's 100%. Every guy I've ever been friends with has always tried to have sex with me. So why would it be different for my boyfriend with his girl
Maybe the
best
way
friend?
you construct your friendships leads to that, though.
No, that's
No,
that's
no,
And
not
I
true.
think, and I think just because somebody could have sex with somebody or would if it allowed, I don't think that makes them not friends.
It's not even that they could or that they would. It's that they want to. I'm saying that these guys have wanted to have sex with me under the guise of, oh, I'm being your friend.
Same
And I had to put that like, I would never have sex with you.
But
Like,
Whoa,
what were
whoa,
you
wait.
thinking?
I've been waiting to ask this question for
And
so long.
after I've shut them down, yeah, we've still been friendly. Like, we've still been friends. But would I be like, oh, I'm hanging out with you and I'm gonna just be me and you? And I'm not doing that.
Okay, so do you have any friends, like female friends that are like bisexual?
I do not.
What were you
Because I always wanted to ask people,
Does
if
that
you
count?
if you honestly believe that, do you think people who are bisexual should have no friends in a relationship? That would be
Oh,
my
because
question.
I
Yeah, if
guarantee
they're
you have a bisexual friend. You just don't
No.
know it. You just don't
why
know
would
it.
my friend not tell me that they're
No,
bisexual?
you
If they're
just-
my friend, they would share
you
that
just
with me.
don't know it. I'm telling you, you just don't know it.
You didn't have to happen to you.
No, a lot of women are comfortable with having sex with other women. They just won't say it. They just won't say it.
Not my friends.
You don't know
There
that.
are women that are comfortable, you know, getting drunk and kissing girls in the club, kissing their friends.
That's bisexual.
No, yeah, that's what I'm
bisexual.
saying. But I'm not friends with those girls. Those aren't my friends. Because I'm not against being friends with bisexual girls. I'm just saying I've never
You
had
haven't
a
had
friend
none.
like that ever. I've never kissed a girl. I've never had my friends try to kiss me, get drunk, and try to sleep in my bed. That's never happened.
So
You
I
let them
think we
sleep
can
over?
still return to the question though, right?
No, we grown women. We ain't sleep. I don't even sleep in a bed with somebody when I'm on vacation with them. We all get in our own room. I don't even do that. Like, we all grown women.
Do you have any siblings?
Mm-hmm.
Brothers or sisters?
Both.
Okay.
How many?
I have 8.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Jesus.
Are you
Big
are you
fan.
from? Are you
Is
guys
that why
like?
you don't want kids?
No.
No.
Are
That's
you-
not
No,
why.
yeah, some people are like, damn, it's too many kids.
I know
Like,
you
I
grew up
couldn't
with
do
all
this
them
shit.
kids and you don't want no
Yeah.
more kids. No, that's not why.
Where-
Where are
family
you
back-
in like the hierarchy?
I'm the oldest.
Are you guys from Africa?
Everybody-
No, I'm not trying to be funny, bro. Just, are you guys from Africa?
My ancestry is Nigerian, but we are
Gotcha.
American.
I could tell. Yeah.
What do you mean? By
No,
that?
it's just like the facial structure. Like
Okay,
seriously,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
People have told me that before.
Yeah.
They're like, I can see it.
There's no disrespect.
Yeah.
No disrespect. It's just the facial structure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But go ahead.
What?
You were gonna ask.
No, you were saying something.
No, I wasn't. You were saying something.
I forgot. Oh, so back to the question. Do you think that girls or guys that are bisexual should have no friends in a relationship?
Do I think that they should have no friends?
Or you think it's possible for them to even have friends in this world?
Yeah, I think it's possible because, like I said, it's not the could or the would, it's the want to, right? So it's kind of just like, maybe I'm biased because I'm attractive and I know that if men are around me, they're going to want to have sex with me. That's just my experience in life.
You don't think that flips on what you said earlier about like I
Go ahead.
Speak
Go
your
ahead.
truth.
Go
Continue.
ahead. No,
I'm,
go
try-
ahead.
I'm trying to formulate it before I go.
Okay.
Continue
This
what you were
nigga.
saying. I'm sorry. Cause I think,
Go ahead, Amani.
No.
Go ahead.
I
Go
think
ahead.
it's weird that
I'm
girl.
just saying
I
there's
think
always a chance for platonic relationships,
Yeah,
but
for
I'm just
sure.
saying why even risk it when I know from experience that a guy will want to have sex with you. I mean,
But why do you think that?
because I just told you I've gone through it with every guy friend I've ever
You're
had.
again generalizing.
Yeah, but
You're
those are
again
your
generalizing.
friends. Like those are the friends that you have. Like I think that's a misconception for girls. And like girls can say they don't play into it in this world, but the concept that like if you know me and we're cool, you're gonna want to have sex with me is crazy. Like what makes you think the same way girl? If I told you every girl who hangs around me or is my friend wants to have sex with me, what would you say?
I would say if that's your experience, I can't dispute that. I mean, I
Well,
wouldn't.
no, if I say I know every girl that becomes my friend is going to want to have sex with me, what would you say?
I on the same. I would say, okay. I mean, I swear, I would be like, okay. I mean,
There's no way you
So-
would believe that
so you
shit,
think
bro.
it's like
I'm sorry.
uncontrollable?
There's no way.
Wait, hold
There's
on.
no way,
Wait,
bro.
so you think it's
no, because no,
uncontrollable?
I'm really being real right now. Even if you don't initially find somebody attractive, right? I feel like when there's that close proximity between two mildly conventionally attractive people and they get close enough, they start having some kind of emotional connection, because there have been relationships where I didn't find my boyfriend to be conventionally attractive at first, but you get to know somebody, you spend enough time around them, you do become sexually attracted in some way, 100%.
So what's-
so why put yourself
So-
in that situation
so-
when you already have that person in your life?
So my
That's
question
better than me.
is, how do you what in you stops you from having sex with a female,
With a woman, because that's not my sexual orientation.
or you're just
I'm
not
straight.
attracted to them, right? So what if you just have a dude or there's a guy who's just not attracted to you? Y'all
Impossible.
Can't be friends?
Impossible.
Yo,
Nah,
what?
that's
Why Kevin Samuels had a heart because of shit like this.
Impossible.
Because of
You
shit
think
like
it's
this.
hold up?
man.
You hold up.
Because of shit.
No, I'm joking. I'm
No,
joking.
you're not joking.
I'm really not.
You're not
I'm really
joking. I know
not.
you're
Hold up,
not
hold up,
joking.
no,
not.
hold up. Do you think there's a difference between saying you're attractive and I'm sexually attracted to you?
There is a difference.
Okay. So do you think it's possible that a guy could be friends with you and say, I'm not sexually attracted to you?
No.
Listen, I'm gonna
Unless
tell,
he's
I'm
gay?
okay, that is very bad. Because
Why?
listen, what did I say on the other podcast? I said there's some girls I seen I was like, yo, she's bad.
And
As
as
soon
soon
as
as
she
she
opens
opened
her
her
mouth,
mouth.
somebody dome me right now. Like some people judge you by your character. I'm not saying you have bad character, but there may be somebody who says, listen, you're cool enough to like trigger my mind to like I like hanging with you, but like have sex with you? No. Like
Okay, but that brings me back to what I just said 2 minutes ago. If you have an emotional connection with somebody, right, and they're not the best looking person in the room, but you like them, right? Because you're talking about you don't even like this girl because you think that she's dumb. I'm saying that you are friends with somebody, so obviously you like them.
no, I'm not
You like them
attracted-
on some kind of, if not physical at first, mental, emotional, because that's what friends provide for you, emotional connections. So I don't think that there is a such thing as a man and a woman who are single, right? They're friends for years. They find each other. I would say that this guy is smart. Yeah, he's somewhat attractive. I like being around him. I like spending time around him. Maybe his family knows me. Whatever. And then be like, oh, yeah, but, I don't want to have sex with him.
You have boy cousins?
Yeah.
Y'all have good relationships?
I mean, as close as
Yeah.
distant cousins. I don't know.
Or do you have any close? You got brothers, right?
I
What
do have
stops you from
brothers.
having sex with them?
Incest.
You no.
And not viewing them as attractive.
No, you just don't look at them in that way, right?
No, because that's you don't view your sister or your brother as attractive. And if you do,
That's a good point. Because none of your brothers are attractive.
not to me.
They're not handsome to you. You don't
Not
call-
to me. I would not look at any of my brothers and say, oh, like he's like attractive. Like if he wasn't my brother, I would date him.
No.
I've
No,
never asked
that's
that.
not what
in
I'm
that way.
saying.
He's not asking
No,
you that
that's
way.
not what I'm asking.
What are you
I'm
asking?
Would you? So if your friend was like, you got any brothers? Right.
I would say no.
Oh my God.
you think
We're
all
just
your
up here
brothers
lying
ugly?
now.
That's,
I'm not saying I think my brothers are ugly, but
The fact that-
okay. So let's say that I did have a brother who was conventionally attractive. Like he was tall, athletic. He was good looking.
Michael B. Jordan was your brother.
Okay.
What would stop you?
Now you got her
No,
attention.
No. Okay, what would stop you from having sex with him? You just don't look at him like that because that's your brother, right? So
Okay.
what's stopping me from? I just don't look at you like that because you're my friend. What's the difference?
You probably don't find her attractive. Let's just really be honest.
'Cause he's
Let's
saying
be
the
honest
status
right
is
now.
what it
We're
is.
being
If,
honest.
no, it's
I'm
not.
being honest with you.
You just said that if you have a relationship, you want to start off as friends.
Yeah.
So you already see friendships with girls as potential relationships. You find these
Not
girls
every,
attractive.
Not everyone though. Like you could be. I hang around attractive women, but like I don't want to be with you because there's more. Like you said, it's more than love or more than attraction that comes to a relationship.
Okay,
there's some
hanging
people,
around and being okay. Let's just friends. You are close friends with attractive women.
Yes.
That okay.
And I like most
And,
of them.
and you've never thought about having sex with them.
Most of them, it's never even crossed my mind like that.
So how? But you just said when you were talking about your relationships, you're like, I don't just go up to a girl I don't know and ask her on a date. These are girls that a kickback and a friend. I've seen her a couple times.
Yeah.
Like, so how do these relationships blossom if you don't find them attractive?
Because
and
there
you
are
don't have
ones,
a sexual
because,
idea of them
because
in your
there
mind.
are ones that we develop to that point. My mind don't cut on like for women to think all men are just running off of I want to have sex is a fact. Is not true.
Oh, I don't think that's true at all.
Yeah. So when I do that, there's some people who I never even get to the point. I could love hanging with them. Like, yo, we chill, we do this, we do that, or I don't think I've ever been on vacation. Actually, I have. So yeah, that I wasn't sexually attracted to. I've slept in beds with girls that are my friends, and like, bro, it's I never
I'm
even
sorry,
thought.
that's kind of wild.
Oh, wow.
'Cause I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, listen, we
No,
all
no,
slipping
no,
that
okay,
dick
no,
in
no.
there.
Let me tell you,
I'm
because it's
slipping
on
that
some.
dick.
No, because it was on
Nah,
some like
no, you're
it's a
tripping.
kickback.
I
You know what I'm
mean,
saying?
that's weird shit,
There's 6 people sleeping because everybody's lit,
Yeah.
and we're just going to
So
sleep.
you made it seem like it was just the two of you guys. That's fine.
That's happened too, though.
Okay. Yeah.
Like
I'm not getting to bed. I'm not getting to bed with no.
There's some,
See,
there's
that's
some-
all.
There's
That's
some
what I'm
type
saying
of
for
there's
me, though,
some
for
type of
me.
sexual tension there,
No,
right?
it's
Yeah.
not.
I just think
Not
so.
all the time.
If she's
think I'm
conventionally
fine.
attractive, you find her mentally stimulating. This is your friend.
Because I
Y'all
don't
both
look-
are single.
because-
Y'all in the bed together.
because I
I wouldn't
just
even get in the
look at her-
bed with a nigga that I'm friends with.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
yeah,
even,
yeah.
you know, like you're talking
Is
about
she
stuff that I feel
attractive?
like it's kind of like
That's base level.
what?
right
Like
there.
that doesn't even make sense to me.
Because I just don't look
I
at her
wouldn't even
like
get in the
that.
bed
You
with
have
them.
great semen retention. You have great semen
No,
retention.
because I just don't look at her like that. How is that not possible?
Bro, I'm sorry, dog.
I mean, I'm not,
Me, bro, I'm serious.
there's always exceptions to everything. I'm not saying it's not possible, but come on, the likelihood. Like, come on now. If you was dating, if you was dating a girl that was
mad.
like, yeah, I have a guy best friend. We slept in the bed together. Sometimes we get drunk. We end up in the bed.
dead.
You
It's
would
dead.
be like,
Relationship is
oh
done.
nah,
No, see,
we not doing that.
See, you're judging for me. If
No.
if I got to the point where
I was asking you.
Yeah, if we got to the point where I was considering her as a girlfriend, it's because I trust her character. If I trust your character, I believe you could do that. I think it's
And you think that's good
Huh?
character? You think that's good judgment?
No. Listen, if this is what she chose to do at that point, if she didn't look at him like that, that's fine. Like,
And so your girl could come home after a drunk night out with her friends
See,
at a
that's
kickback
different.
and be like,
See,
I was
that-
in the bed with
see,
my guy
but-
best
but-
friend, and you wouldn't think nothing of
see,
it.
that's different.
You would be like, oh, I
No,
completely
no,
trust
see,
you.
You changed the question. You said if it's a girl and she did that in the past, I wouldn't do that when I have a girlfriend because now we are a unit. Perception is a thing. I don't want people to look at you a certain way just because we have a certain trust level. I don't want people to question you or like I know how to move as your man to not raise questions. But like if you did that in the past with this dude, I trust that you know how to set boundaries. That's what I trust. And if I can't, I'm just not going to be in a relationship with you because I think it's projection on my part because I feel like everybody has the same discipline I do, and that sometimes that's my problem because
Yes.
people don't.
Yes, that's your
but
downfall.
but the relationship I want. I do not want a relationship
where you
where
have to
I
think about
can,
that.
yeah, because just like I tell people, you can trust me. Like I'm never gonna put you in a jeopardizing situation if we're a team, right? Because what's in your best interest is in my best interest if we want this thing to keep moving, right? So and that's maybe bad on my part that I project that to other people, but I just believe if there's somebody like me, because there's me, there's got to be another one, and I'm gonna find it. That's what I believe.
I respect that. I'm me personally though, brother, man.
Yeah, y'all could,
Yeah, like-
because you know you'll fold, so you'll think other people fold.
Nah,
It's
for
all
sure. Like,
projection.
I
For sure.
have a few female friends. Excuse me. I know. I guess the word female is a bad word. We are in the middle of cancel culture. Sorry, snowflakes. But in the terms of like my women friends, right? Like I have a few of them, but I don't look at them and say, oh, I'm gonna have sex with you. I don't even think about that. But if I were to sleep in a bed with one, my penis is gonna get hard. It just is.
But see, like, I think y'all are thinking like we're in the bed cuddling. That's not what we're doing. It's like you're on the same way you
better
slept
than
with
me.
your cousins back in the day
I didn't.
when y'all had sleepover.
I let them niggas sleep on the bed. I sleep on the floor. I just don't
Nah,
sleep
see,
in the bed.
I'm not
nobody
with that
else.
incest
My
shit though, right? If I have a female
Hold up,
cousin,
so y'all
Oh
never
my
went to your
gosh.
grandma's
No,
house
no,
and
no,
put
no,
a
no,
blow
I'm
up mattress
capping. I'm
in?
capping. My homies.
You
nah, I
do
ain't gonna lie.
incest?
Nigga, you're weird.
Oh,
No, I'm
oh.
talking about like back in the day, niggas basketball practice. Come on, spending at my crib. All right, everybody chill in the bed. You sleep that way.
Oh, that's niggas though. That's niggas. Are you attracted to niggas? No. Exactly, bro. We're talking
Okay,
about
But
women.
see,
that's
in
what
that
I- yeah,
case, I'm not
that's what he's saying
sexually
he sees
attracted
it
to her.
as, yeah.
Like we could, bro, whatever. We
space.
could watch a movie, go to sleep. I'm gonna roll this way, you roll that way. It's
See,
yeah.
Now you're better than me because
That's
me,
fine.
if I'm getting into bed, like, and it's a woman in the bed with me,
You
bruh,
got bad discipline.
No, it's not that. It's just that's my preference. Like my rule is,
So if you can,
if she's
but see,
in
that's
my bed, it's like this. It's like my 10:30 rule. After 10 o'clock, don't talk to me as your friend because I'm on that other type of time.
See, that-
and that's me,
that's
though.
not real
Wow,
friendship.
I don't
Then.
co-sign
No,
that
that's
one.
what I'm.
So if one of your women friends
Mm-hmm.
that you found attractive, mentally stimulating, that's your friend or whatever, if she were to give you the opportunity and be like, you know,
There are some who
we've been
tried,
friends for
and our
years and I
friendship
like
went
you.
like these.
Oh, nigga, I
For
hit
sure.
you. That's on her.
That's a good man right here. Bro.
Yeah,
I would
because
hit
I've
that.
already, if I haven't tried to be in a relationship with you, it's because I've already determined in my head this not gonna work, and I'm fine. We're gonna stay right here.
I respect that, bro. I respect that.
Just because she tried, like, listen, you're okay, and now I'm not gonna say I'll take it as a violation. If I never voiced it, I'll definitely give her the respect of like, yo. But some people just try to play the long game. They're just there, and I agree that does happen, but that's just not me though.
Everybody got their own
honesty,
thing.
bro.
Yeah.
I respect the honesty.
Cause I'm a no. Before we even get to that point, like
Yeah.
the girls who I'm friends with, but like we know like there was something there. We breached that way before we got to sleep
Friendship.
like that point.
Yeah.
If I'm sleeping next to you, not trying you, I've reached the point past like where this is never happening.
Well, it ain't no
from my
sneaky
point.
shit though. I tell everybody what it is. Like if I see Shorty and she end up being my friend, I'll be like,
Yeah.
look, keep fucking around. What old boy say? Keep showing concern. I'ma fuck you. That's what it is with me. Like I let, but that's what it is though. Like that's just me though, cause I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like if cause I want everybody to be transparent with me.
But
she
see,
has
I
to
think
also
that's
want
funda-
to-
Of course,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm just
No.
saying. I'm just saying.
But
I'm
I
just
think,
saying.
but see, I think that's why a lot of people have distrust or discomfort in relationships because they know if I can,
Yeah.
I will.
Right.
I don't believe that. If I don't want to, I'm not going to.
I feel like people don't say it though. Like if you have that in you, like for me, it's not wrong if I already told you what the fuck was going on. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
if
No,
if
but you're
I'm in
saying-
a relationship with a shorty and I'm like, look, my friend, like, and I'm keeping it 100 with her. I'm like, look, my friend, I got a girl homie, a girlfriend, whatever, and she do look good. I ain't gonna lie. And maybe in the past we might have did that in third, but what you cool with? Cause I ain't gonna lie, sometimes we be kicking it and shit be happening. So where
Yeah.
you at? I'm gonna be honest straight up front.
Yeah.
So if it gets past there and
No, but I'm
people don't
saying
say
like
that,
when I
that's the
said I
problem.
sleep in the bed with my friend, or
Yeah.
this isn't like a recurring thing.
Yeah.
It's like things that happen on
Things
a
that just
one-off
happen.
Yeah, I was
situation.
about to say, it
right?
seem
It's
like
not
it's
like
every
we
day.
planning like, yo,
What you
sleep
doing
over this
tonight?
weekend. It's kind of like we
cooler.
go out to a kickback. It's an
Yeah.
hour drive home. Like they got an extra room. We're going to sleep.
Yeah,
in-
so y'all sleep like on the same side as each other and shit.
what you mean?
Like
feet,
Like both
head-
hands on the
head-
pillow
yeah,
on the
yes.
ups.
But they're
I'm
it's not a
cuddling, bro.
twin
At
y'all
mattress.
be looking like at each other. Like
I'm
face-
cuddling,
No,
bro.
no,
I'm sorry, I'm
most
cuddling.
likely gonna turn the other way. Like
You better than me, bro.
just like I would, like if I had to sleep with
Woman in
my
my bed.
cousin. Like back in the day, bro. Like when you went to your grandma's house, y'all blew up the air.
Better
Y'all,
than
you
But
can
I
look
wasn't-
crazy
I
all
wasn't
you want.
thinking about fucking my cousin though.
But I'm not thinking about fucking them either. That's
He's
what I'm
saying
trying to
he
get through
sees
your
it.
head.
His perspective, I got you.
Yeah, that's-
he's a disciplined enough
You
to
are
see
Yeah.
a woman and not.
But-
But we have to also acknowledge that that's not the norm.
I
And
do.
we have to acknowledge
I
that
think-
a lot of men are creeps. I
Yeah.
mean, we don't
A lot
like
of women are
to.
creeps as well, but go ahead. Yep.
Everybody really got the creep factor.
You said women want sex just as much earlier. Don't recant now.
No, yeah, okay. Sex and creepiness; those are two separate things.
Like
Well,
all the
hold
women
up,
that
so-
are. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So when you meant creeps, what did you mean by that?
No, what I meant creeps is somebody that's going to try you, somebody that
Want sex?
No, not just want sex. I'm saying someone that there's I don't
You can
They'll
take your time.
they'll
You
wait
good.
till you get a little drunk. They'll wait till
yeah.
you're in some
Oh,
kind of
no,
compromising
that's predatory.
situation.
That's
And that's
predatory.
not okay, but
That's
let's
predatory.
but let's acknowledge this. A lot more men are predators than they like to admit. And y'all have friends that are
Women aren't
predators,
either.
and y'all do
Stop.
not acknowledge it.
Look-
Y'all do not tell
True.
y'all friends what you did was
no, I
wrong with
check
that
all
girl.
my
I
friends.
saw how you
Oh,
tried to get her
God.
drunk. I saw you did this. Y'all do not tell y'all friends that this is wrong.
Grab niggas, no cap. Hey,
I
bro,
do.
chill out.
But look at me.
I don't believe it because I've never seen it.
Please,
Oh, nah.
look
I
me
don't
in-
believe it because I've never seen it.
Please look me in my eye when you answer this question. You ever invited dudes to your crib and be like, "You want a shot?" Have you ever did that?
Not a guy by myself, no. Unless I
Okay,
was dating,
okay.
like a friend, like no. If
Okay,
I've ever
okay.
had a guy
Shit,
over my
I
house that I
didn't
wasn't dating, like that wasn't my boyfriend, it's been a group setting.
Okay.
So you never been on one-on-one with a dude?
I'm just here to tell you, there's a lot of girls, just like you said, dudes are creeps. You come to their crib, you want to smoke.
Man.
You want a shot?
Man.
That's what they. So the same. It's the. I'm trying to. It's the
Everybody
same
got the
on both
same,
sides, bro.
yeah.
I'm telling
So
you.
you feel like it's the same level of coercion for women to try to coerce men into sex as men do with women? You think it's the same level?
I think it
think it's
can be.
close.
Because
I don't think
think
women
it's
have to as much.
nowhere
If there's
near
somebody-
close.
If there's somebody a
I
woman's
think that's an
attract-
absolute lie.
Check me out. If there is somebody a woman's attracted to and they don't know like how he feeling about her, and she invite him over and he come over and she gonna be like, shit, let's take a shot because she might want to fuck him. That shit happens a lot. That happens a lot.
Well, that's completely different. Like, I'm not talking about just taking a shot with your friend. Like, I'm talking about men that, you know,
Yeah, I agree.
they will purposefully use
Oh,
a situation to where they know that your judgment has been compromised.
Yeah.
They are purposely doing it, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is going beyond just having a guy at my house and I'm like,
Me personally,
Let's play
I've
a
never
card game
been
and
a
take a
girl,
shot.
so I can't say what. I will admit, I don't know whether it's more or less, or if it's equal. But I do know it happens on both sides. I can't. I will say
I done
that.
got set
do-
up
do
like
you
that.
think
I got set
I
up
don't
many
think you.
times.
So you think that women need coercion for men to have sex
And
with
see,
them?
that's the problem. Women, I think, because your perspective is like you've been in like attractive. You know what I'm saying? People have pursued you. That you have this concept that this is what everybody's going through, which is not the truth. A lot of women do need coercion, just like okay, I don't want to say need coercion. There's a lot of people who will slightly coerce a lot in life, men and women, and they do need it. For women to think, dudes, he wants to have sex with me is just not true. It's just as not true as the other way.
Well, I guess the way I'm looking at it is the man is going to be the one that's the pursuer. Is that normal to say? I mean, that men are the ones that pursue women, and
9 times out of 10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to be.
Depends on the demographic. Depends on the demographic.
I disagree.
Like what?
Because if
I
we're
don't-
talking about
Western society,
if we're
we'll
talking
say that.
about-
I think the guys are the pursuers that they know that women already want them. Those are the dudes who pursue. There's ones that got that confidence that just do. But other than that, most dudes, that's why I try to tell girls, remember back to high school, there was like 6 or 7 dudes that was having sex with all the girls, right?
Man.
It wasn't all the dudes. It was mad dudes you ignored. You didn't even see them interacting with
Just
women.
your friends
right?
in
You
class.
only remembered the ones you wanted. And those ones that you wanted had other girls wanted, and they played the field. And it's vice versa for girls, right? Girls are the same way. Not every girl is this girl who's getting all this attention. There was 5 or 6, maybe, you know what I'm saying, girls that everybody used to, hey, yo, you seen such and such, everybody pursued them, right? And those girls played the field, and that's what everybody judged off of. People are very tricked by what they see, but they're not really paying attention. Because if you look, there was a lot of girls that got no male attention back when you was in school. You go back through your yearbook and look, you'll say, every page, you'll maybe find like 2 girls that got all the attention. Look how many other girls are on that page that didn't get that, though. That's what I think everybody is in a similar position, more than what people would lead you to believe on the internet, for sure.
It's a bar.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think about Cardi B? With the situation she had where she drugged a man, do you think she should be locked? Multiple men, right? Do you think she should be locked up?
I personally think that she should be locked up for drugging and robbing men.
After she had sex, right? Or no?
No, it wasn't always sex. I don't think. I think she was drugging them.
Either way, she did drug men. Either way, she did drug men. So do you think she should be locked up?
I think anyone who would drug and rob someone should see a consequence.
What is the correct or the right punishment for her? Because I'm not trying to compare her to this man, But R. Kelly got 30 years, right? She got 30 years.
He went from here to
Okay.
Yeah.
That is a terrible
Okay.
comparison.
Okay. Whatever. She drugged multiple men. What do you think is a good punishment for her in terms of years in prison?
In terms of years in prison, I'm gonna say 0 years in prison.
0 years.
And you know why I say that? There are rapists running around here who have been put through trial and are seeing no time. There are people who have killed people and got away with it.
Name
so
the rapists.
Okay.
name the rapist.
They are out there.
Brock
Let's stop
Turner.
that.
It wasn't that his name, Brock Turner,
No,
the guy
I mean,
that
he
raped the
did-
girl behind the dumpster and got no jail
I
time.
thought he got 6 months.
He got
6 months and
Yeah,
didn't serve
it-
all 6 months.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not-
For a rape
but-
and for harming
So
someone.
you're saying
Yeah.
that since other people aren't getting punished for their actions, that means that Cardi B should not be held accountable?
Like I said, there should be some consequence. But if you're talking about jail time in the world that we live in,
Okay.
I don't think she should get any jail time.
Okay.
Why?
Okay. Yo.
eyebrows go in. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Holla, bro.
All right. So, question: how do you feel about the Tory and Meg trial?
How do I feel about it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy with the turnout.
Okay. Do you think?
Oh,
Do you
Oh shit.
do you have that same feeling? Do you think that feeling that you have whole is consistent? Like of what you heard in this situation and the outcome will be consistent in other things that you may judge or no?
Well, let's just say this, and I feel like this is what you guys may be getting frustrated with me about. I'm always going to be on the woman's side, regardless. There's not going to be many situations where I side with the man. Because I just see how patriarchy works for you all. I see how sexism works for you all. I see how a lot of things works in a man's favor just because he's a man. I see things all the time, even on lower scales that may not even be criminal, but are morally wrong that men do all the time. So, and when women come forward with it, not only are they not believed, but the man doesn't suffer any consequences for it. So in everyday life, I'm going to be on the woman's side. I don't, especially a black woman, you're not going to.
So
I'm going to be on their side. So you're saying would I hold the same kind of feelings about, consistencies with if it was another trial and it was a man versus a woman and vice versa and stuff like that.
That's not,
I'm going to be on the woman's side.
No. The only reason I ask that because I see a lot of women or people. I'll just say people. A lot of people with validity. They're happy about what happened and they think this is how things should go and they think I think Just Hilarious they're running up Twitter talk because she made this is why you don't sleep with your friend's man because you might get shot in the foot. She made that joke, but I've never seen any of those girls denounce any King Von jokes that they see on Twitter, any of the Pop Smoke jokes that they see on Twitter. I never see these things, right? And they died, right? So So when people raise this level
There were King Von jokes. There were Pop Smoke jokes. People were joking about Pop Smoke's death.
yes,
What were they saying?
like
I lived in
I
lived
really
in
need to see it
Savannah for
because-
3 years, and the person that killed King Von was from Savannah, and I was very in tune to that situation. It was always Von got smoked.
yeah, they
slide for
Always
Von,
smoking
all
on
the
Von
time.
and stuff like that.
Every Dirk post says slide for Von.
Slide for
under it.
Von. It was always that was a big time hashtag,
And
It
that's
still
like
is.
a thing. It's on every post.
Slide for Von.
I never see people say, "Yo, y'all need to stop making this joke." I never see it.
Is that a joke though? Like, what do you
Well,
mean?
hold
Like,
on, what
when
is
you
it?
say joke, I thought you were saying like they were joking, like ha ha about his death.
No, they're making
Slide
light,
for Von and ha ha about his death are two
They're
different
making
things
light of the person's situation.
of the person's situation.
Yes.
Okay. I don't see it as the same.
Okay, I mean, that's
You're saying, okay, when you say slide for Von, I'm thinking you're trying to like get revenge for Von. And I don't think that's a
No, but
joke.
they're making a joke saying like, "Yo, you're doing all this on the internet.
You won't slide for Von.
Yeah, but you won't slide for Von. Your homies in a pack. You won't do this."
I'm
That's what they're
smoking on
saying.
that Von pack.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They
Things like
literally,
that.
and Young Ma went through this. I think she
Young
made a
Ma- Young
thing where
Ma-
she,
Young Ma.
my bad. Where she said she wasn't. People will say smoking on certain people's names, right? And she didn't know. She thought it was actually a strand of weed, right? They joked about it so much that people didn't even signify it as it was this person that they were smoking on. That's how much but I've never seen anybody say, besides the people's mom, say y'all need to stop doing that. I've never seen that.
just-
But with this situation, I've seen this big uproar, which as valid, it shouldn't happen, right? Everybody, they act like it's the end of the world when these people die.
Right.
I just want the same. And when you talk about patriarchy and
See, I think
Go
I'm
ahead.
hearing what you're saying, but I still think that there's a big difference. They're telling Dirk to slide for Vaughn. That's a big difference between, all the shit that they were saying about slide for Vaughn is not the same thing as really that's kind of. It's not the same thing as mocking someone's life and mocking someone getting shot and like constantly like joking about it. I don't think that's really a joke. If they're telling Dirk to slide for Vaughn, I feel like they really mean that shit. That's not really a joke.
Are you a member of the Me Too movement?
No.
Was
no,
I a
no,
member
no,
of the Me Too movement?
You are, right? No, you said you are?
advocate? What do you mean?
No, no,
There
are
aren't
you-
members
are
of the Me Too movement. There are people that
are you-
identify
do you
with it.
Are you an advocate of the Me Too movement?
Why wouldn't I be?
I was just asking.
Yes,
I can
and I
tell.
feel like everyone in this room should be
Yeah,
too.
you should
And if
be.
you're not, then that's a problem.
Well, okay. What's the problem about it? Like,
The problem is if you're not an advocate for the Me Too movement, you're literally saying that you don't really believe that women have these experiences.
But I want to.
Just because
I'm trying. Let me
go
save
ahead.
our community
go
real
ahead,
quick.
Go ahead.
I think there's like a fundamental pickle that black men are in, right? Yeah, America, we have a patriarchy. Yeah, we have, and there are things that black men did benefit from in these systems. But let's not act like black men created them in this situation, right? How do you feel about that statement?
Black men didn't create the system, but they're not trying to dismantle it either. They're trying to do everything to even further the system.
so my
if
question-
they could
so-
get
I
to
agree with that.
the level
No, I
of
agree
the
with
white man, they would do that.
So-
They're stepping on women. They're stepping on anything they can step on to get to the same level as the top of the patriarchy. So they didn't create it, but they're benefiting from it, and they're not renouncing it.
So you let me know, what other community do you hear people advocating for their women to have the same stature as them in society?
Okay.
As comparison to the black community, where as much as people may say is pandering, look, I don't hear white men saying, "Yo, these my white queens," and we need to. I don't hear. Maybe it happens. I don't know, but I do know what happens in the black community. So as people who exist in the black community, when you judge us in comparison and say this doesn't happen, but I don't think things go from like 0 to 100. I think everything is a gradual scale over time, right? Where we have like there is a protect black women movement. I don't see protect white women movement. I don't see protect. I don't see these things.
So let's talk about that. If there is any movement with protect black women, it's because we need it, because black men do not do it for us. You're talking about other groups of men. Other groups of men protect their women. Other groups of men provide for their women. Other groups of men would have no problem making their wife a stay-at-home wife,
And that's-
not going 50-50 on the bills, paying 100% of the bills, putting their woman through college, putting their kids through college. That is normal for every other group in America.
But what's the
for the
difference
black
between the
women,
two?
we've had to do it by ourselves.
Okay,
100%.
so here's the thing. What's the difference between black men and all the other men?
What's the difference?
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of differences, and that's why I'm saying that they didn't create the structure, but they
difference,
damn
though?
are
No,
benefiting
but what's
from it.
can you tell me the difference though?
In America specifically, all this, everything that the black woman had to go through. Sorry, the black man has had to go through.
No,
And I would even say
No.
too.
What is the difference between the other communities that say
Okay,
we'll
that's
take
what I'm
care?
saying. I'm getting to it. There are things that black people go through that other groups in this country do not have to go through, like hardships and having to do things 10 times harder and 10 times smarter than any other group, right? So when we think of just like a job, right? And if it's a black man with the same credentials, the white man with the same credentials, it's probably going to be the white man getting the job, right? Like we can acknowledge that in America. So that's just an example of, a hardship for a black man, right?
So don't you think I'm not saying it shouldn't be acceptable, right? But to levy the same expectations on a group that you clearly know is far disadvantaged from other groups. Do you think black men, if they could provide, if they had the system to provide for their counterpart to do these things and love them the way that they feel like they should, do you think they wouldn't?
Well, do I think that everyone has a choice in life and decisions that they make every single day? 100%. Like I said, there's a cycle in everything. So there's a cycle with the mindset. There's a cycle in what you see is what you do. There's a cycle of being in a hood and being institutionalized, 100%. But we can't take away a singular person's everyday decisions in life, right? If a black man wanted to, he would.
But you will admit that
There's a system that's there's a system that oppresses black people, redlining with the housing crisis.
Mm-hmm.
Black people were not able to have mortgages, to own homes, to own lands, or own land, but they do, right? They still did, and they still do today. We're getting there, right? Yeah. The same with black men. They have been disadvantaged our entire, history in this country from the time that we got here until today. But you still can. And a lot just choose not to. You don't have to make somebody a single mom. You chose to. You don't have to, choose. You don't have to be in a gang. You chose to. There are a lot of things that you don't have to do. I understand that there are cycles, but we have decisions every single day. So you're saying, why do we expect black men with all their disadvantages to be able to do the same thing that white men do? I don't expect for a black man to have every single opportunity and every single leverage in life like a white man does, but he has decisions every single day to better it.
So what community do you think is closer to needing to be more 50-50 until they can get to where they're going? Other communities or the black community? Because we do have this stigma that's going around. I don't know other communities, but I do know in ours, I see them doing that over there. Why aren't you doing this over here? Right? When it's clearly a reason, the reason they can afford to put you through schools, and they can afford to buy you a house, and they can afford to make you a stay-at-home mom is not something that they created within their lifetime. A lot of times that's generational. So if my generational wealth came 1 generation ago and theirs came 7, you can't expect me to do the same thing that somebody is 120 years in the making of doing, and we are 30 years in the making. Some people, people are expecting a black man to go from a single parent household, which that kid didn't choose to be there. We can all, no matter what the parents picked, the kid did not pick that, right? So you're expecting me to climb out of a situation where I feel like I still got to take care of my mom. And then you want me everybody wants companionship, to go out here and start from scratch, sometimes negative, to build a whole life and give you a golden silk road. How can we expect that to be possible?
Black women do it. Black women do it every single day. Black women raise kids when the black man is not there. Black women are the most educated group. Are we still the most educated group by gender and race in America? We go to college, we get degrees.
No, but what you're asking...
But I'm just saying, black women do it every single day, so why can't we expect black men to do it too?
But no, you're doing it for your kids. There's a difference between doing something for your kids and doing something for your significant other. What you're asking... I
thought we were just talking about general and everyday life, everyday decisions that, provide for your family later on. If we're not even talking about doing it for your kids, I'm talking about doing it for yourself before you even have kids.
No, this conversation started because you said other communities, they'll put their woman through school, they'll make their woman a stay-at-home wife, and all of these things that he does.
Those were examples, but you have to build up your life before you're even able to do that. You don't jump off the porch and then you providing for your wife and you got kids. There are things that lead up to you having, those things, the tools to be able to even make your wife a stay-at-home mom, put your kids through college. There are things that you do throughout life, right? You set yourself up for that. Black women set ourselves up for that. We go through college. We have degrees. Mm-hmm. So there's not going to have, or I don't think that there's anything that makes me think that black men can't do whatever black women do.
No, I think they can, but you didn't.
So why don't they?
No, you didn't compare us to black women. You compared us to other communities' men.
You did. You asked me what differs them from other groups in America.
Okay.
Yeah, you asked me that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this is what other groups in America do for their women and for their families. And when I say women, I'm just saying because when I think about life, I think about what we do when we're older, the legacy that we leave. So I always come back to a family, right? I'm not necessarily saying specifically relationships. I'm just saying life. Like, I'm just talking about just life in general. So you're talking about comparing other groups. I'm talking about this is what you do. This is what other groups do. And black people can do it too. Black men can do it too. Because black women do it. Sure. Black women raise families. Black women go to college. So I don't want to hear even though I 100% acknowledge that there has always been disadvantages for the black men specifically, right? Because there have been programs for black women to get their degrees that black men were not able to.
I don't want you to think that I'm saying that black men shouldn't be in the home raising their kids with the woman. That's not what I'm saying. I acknowledge
I know
you
that's
with
not
that.
what you're saying. Well,
I was
and
talking
I get
about
that.
the other stuff. When people try to compare the black community in America to what other communities in America are doing, because that's what they're looking at. When you're looking at how should a man treat me, how should the princess treatment, and all of these things are stemming from structures that exist fluidly in other communities that don't exist fluidly in ours. So those expectations, if you put too much, I don't even want to say, if you put too much expectation, some people just quit. Like, especially like, because if my woman is putting the expectation of all of these people who have way more advantages on me, and the system is putting way more, I'm gonna just, bro, what can I do, right? And I agree, black women don't quit. And I think that's why I'm a black woman advocate. I think they're a leader in a lot of beauty, right? A lot of the beauty standards that happen, just the way that society functions or holding up a community. Because at the end of the day, when dad is in jail or out doing whatever, you see communities of women keeping the kids alive. I will never discredit that. But when we're talking about moving forward in expectations, when we're having, I don't want 50-50 relationships because you're looking at the structures that exist in other communities.
But no one ever said I was looking at another community structure, because I would never expect, like I said, there are opportunities that white people and Asians and Indian people in America get that blacks will never get. So I would never expect for a black man's background to be similar to a white man's background in terms of what he can do for me. I just know what he can because I've seen it before. I've never dated outside my race. And I've dated guys from 2-parent households that come from good families, went to college, and that treated me well. So I know it exists. Yeah. So I'm not going to, be like, oh, well, I can't expect that for myself because I know my community has always been disadvantaged. Do you think there are people out there that will do it and that can and that have.
Okay. Do you think that's the average experience, though?
Do I think it's the average experience?
That most black men should be able to make their woman a stay-at-home wife, not go 50-50, or have some type of financial divvy of the bills and stuff that go on. Do you think that's the average experience?
In the black household?
Yes.
No.
So, but I think the problem, and what he brought up when he brought up all of that stuff earlier is, for you and what you've experienced, that is correct. But when people get on cameras, and me and him argue all the time, because sometimes the thing that you say on camera, you're making other people believe that this should be average, right? Even though it's your experience, right? You're telling people this should be average. So now there's black girls who look at your content that's not even looking at the other communities, and they're saying, a black woman said this is what I should get. Now she's putting expectations of above and beyond the average of what exists in her community.
But here's the thing, though. In my videos, I never put an emphasis on what a man should be spending on you. I never put an emphasis on what dates you should be going on. I don't put an emphasis on it. When I tell people about what they should expect from a man or what their life should look like, it's always thoughtfulness. It's always, if he can, he will. And it's always, you can find this if you want it. Have standards and stick to your standards. That's always what I never put any kind of monetary value or, girl, if he's taking you to Ruth Chris, you don't got, that's not a good date. I never say stuff like that. Yeah, but so that's not my content, and that's not stuff that I put out. So I can't control what other people put out.
No matter whether you put a dollar value on it or not, when you say, wait. When you say 50-50, that's telling her, I don't care who you are, you gotta have more than me. That is a value. The value may not be particular to you, but if y'all are the most educated, right, at the moment, right, and earning, the growth in the woman's income is growing faster than any other community. If that's to be true, right, you would be telling everybody, yes, you are at the top, but you can only get things above you. That the
percentage of
the
what
field
you'll
of what
find
you're leaving them with, just with the ideology. And that's why I don't care if two people, he want to pay all the bills and she stay at home, or she want to pay. I don't care what y'all do. Find
But
somebody.
here's the thing too, for every woman that's saying I don't accept 50-50, there is another woman saying the complete opposite.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100.
So if just because I'm saying I'm not going to accept anybody going 50-50 with me, I don't think that girls are looking at that and saying,
wait.
oh, well, now because Laid by Amani said it, that's what I should expect too. Because there are a lot of people that disagree with everything that I say.
Do you know why advertisers pay TikTokers and YouTubers thousands of dollars? Because they know the influence they have on the people that watch
100%. And that's what we were talking about, how social media, influences people, and that's not realistic for them. It's all smoke and mirrors. What's realistic for me is not realistic for the next person.
True.
And I can't, I don't know anyone's mental capabilities or, what they're going to think about what I say. All I can say is how I live my life and how you should hold standards for yourself.
But you did put expectations on relationships, because you did say when it comes to me and my relationships, it's princess treatment or nothing.
Well,
and
she said
princess
me and
treatment
mine.
is a lot of
And then
different
you
things
also
for a lot of
said-
different
But
people.
you also said, so why would I spoil myself, take myself on vacations every month, and spend on myself whatever I want to spend on myself, and then I get with you and you can't even do that? So you do
Exactly,
want
because
men-
that's what I do for myself. But if
exactly.
a girl doesn't have money to take herself on vacation every month, she can't buy herself bags and shoes. She can't expect for the guy to do that for her. But that's what I do for myself.
but why
And
you
that's
just-
why I specified I do this for myself. So this is what I want my guy to do for me.
Right, but so you are putting expectation on them, though.
Expectations
But-
for whatever you do for yourself, whether it's buying yourself McDonald's every Friday or if it's buying yourself a new Louis bag every Friday, you should not expect anything less from the person
But that's
that you are
monetary,
dating.
though, isn't it? Isn't that a monetary value thing? Louis bag, McDonald's, you're spending money for that.
$5 or
But it's money,
$500.
though.
I
But
mean,
is it money though?
it is money,
Exactly,
but okay.
exactly.
Okay, so $1 is money too. So if I tell somebody to go out, I'm just saying, like, whatever you put yourself through and you can do for yourself and you can afford to spoil yourself in any way, it doesn't even have to be McDonald's or a Louis bag. It could be the fact that you're able to not work every single day. Like you have a weekend off. It could be anything in lifestyle. I'm talking about lifestyle.
But
I'm not
see,
necessarily talking money and monetary value. I say monetary value for me because I spend money on myself, and I'm talking about me. I'm talking about lifestyle generally.
Yeah.
If you can't uphold my lifestyle, whether it's me pampering myself with money and vacations and bags, or if it's even the way that I treat myself, like,
Now, you mentioned that you're a Christian. No. It's not.
that's
it's not,
really
no,
that's
no,
really
no,
not
no.
contradicting.
It's not necessarily contradicting.
How is it contradicting then?
Okay.
No, let's get into
Because
it.
you literally just said that you do not place monetary value inside of your standards for men. You
No,
literally-
I did
you
not.
just-
I said that I do because if I spend money on
But
myself,
before
I
we
want
were
my
talking to
boyfriend.
him, you said you didn't though.
No,
You said you
what
didn't.
we were talking about is what I expect when other people listen to my content,
Mm-hmm.
what they're getting from it. And what I told him is when I say me, I'm talking about me. I spend money on myself, so he has to spend money on me. But when I'm talking about my content and lifestyle, I'm telling these girls whatever your standards in life are and whatever your lifestyle is, for me specifically, it's money. For you, it don't gotta be money. It's whatever the princess treatment is, whatever your standards are, that's what you should uphold in your relationships.
Okay, I'll get the chance to run the clip back later, but go ahead.
So you
We can
mentioned
do
that
that.
you're
We
a
can run the
Christian.
clip back later.
100,
So
100.
We can do it now.
Okay, no.
we can't do it
So
now.
Okay.
So
Don't worry.
No,
don't
for
worry.
real, because we can do it now because I know what I said.
Okay,
If I'm talking about me, I'm talking about money because that's what I focus on.
Okay.
But every girl can't focus on money. Every girl don't got it like that.
Okay, so you mentioned that you're a Christian earlier. Do you get the concept out of the Bible that like we're all here alone together and like we all can save each other by saving ourselves? Do you get that concept from the Bible at all or no?
No, because that's not biblical. There's nothing in the Bible that says that people save each other.
No. The reason you don't cast judgment on others a lot, right, is because like if you focus on yourself, you can become what is best for your surroundings, right? You don't get that from there anyway. I should have brought some quotes because I ain't got them off the top of my head.
You got to bring the verses to like
Yeah.
support what you're saying.
Be like me,
I'm
you might as well
almost-
laugh
Because I
at
feel
my
like you're just-
research.
Hold
Hey,
on.
look, now you're stuck.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
just
see,
a little
I
too
know.
general, I guess. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm not really getting what you're saying.
Okay, look, it's like like in football, it's 11 people on the field, right? I got it simple down. I don't know if you know or not, but like it's like 11 people on the field. The coach will always say, "Look, you take care of your job, you don't have to worry about the next man." That's basically what he's saying. You just build the world up at the same time
Yeah.
by focusing on yourself. Fuck everybody else, get yourself right. That's what he's saying.
Okay, and I guess once again that's very general. Focusing on ourselves to make the world better. I guess was like stay in your own lane.
Yeah.
I mean, is that biblical? Is that what you're asking me? Like,
No. It was just the concept. I was just gonna see if you agree with the concept. Like,
oh, stay in your own lane and everything will be better.
No, not stay in your own lane. But like when you make the statement, these are all the things that I do for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Then, because if you do all those things for yourself, I think somebody will look at you and be like, "That's dope." Yeah. Because when I get in a relationship with you, you're not gonna be a dependent on me. Like we can live this life together. And we can do these things, right? But it seems like once you get in a relationship, now all of these responsibilities are yours. That's what it seems like.
Even though I was doing it myself.
Yeah, even though you were doing it yourself. Because I always tell people like, so say, I don't know how much you make, but say your dude made $1 million, right? Why would I, because you got to flip it on the other side. Why would I, as a millionaire, not want a woman that also made $1 million and we can live a $2 million lifestyle? Or I can date this woman who makes $200K and we can only make a $1.2 million lifestyle.
Men don't think like that though. You have to.
They do. That's why they cheat.
No, men do not think like that. Men who really make money do not care about their woman's money.
Yeah, they don't care about their woman's money, but they also don't care about their input either. That's the thing that a lot of women don't all put into that. So when I had this argument with him last podcast, when somebody pays for something, I told him, if you spend all your money on everything, there's going to become a conflict in that relationship. And whoever's paying for it is going to feel like their opinion is more valid. Would you disagree?
I wouldn't disagree. That's probably the general idea.
Okay. So if you agree with that, a lot of people aren't willing. People don't want to. People once gave up their autonomy, a lot of our grandmothers and stuff, but they would tell you I wasn't happy doing that.
They paid for it in other ways.
Yeah, they paid for it in other ways, right? I wasn't happy giving up that, but it was the system that was in place. If we're in a system more where people can be more level on what the contribution is, right? Why shouldn't we aim towards that? Because now I can't just override your opinion because I'm paying more. Right. There's a lot of girls, you got 5-year foreign. We brought that up earlier. You take that situation, if they were equally contributing, he would not be acting like that. But he knows I don't have to take your opinion into account because what's your other option? Right. You going to deal with this?
But here's the thing. If we're talking about 50-50 with the money, I would go 50-50 with a guy if our whole life was 50-50. Yeah. And it very rarely is. And that's the point I was making from the jump. It very rarely is 50-50 in the household with the man. Mm-hmm. If he wants the woman to also go 50-50 on the bills. I mean, she could, especially if you got kids. I mean, if you got kids, that 50-50 shit should automatically go out the window. Because I automatically, off the rip, just sacrificed my body, my life, my health to give you kids.
100%.
And off the rip of that, I should no longer work in this household. You should pay all the bills because you would not have these kids if it wasn't for me.
Okay, so but don't you think you should take that off the table, though? Because you said you don't want kids.
No, I'm just saying for people in general. I'm just saying, especially if you got kids, there should be no 50-50. Yeah. But for me, because I'm not having kids.
That is a strong statement.
No, that is a strong statement, and that's 100%. Men don't have the capability to have kids. If y'all was able to have kids, okay, 50-50 again, but y'all can't.
You don't have the capability to have kids without men, so.
Okay.
I can go to a sperm bank and have a kid.
Let me cook you.
You still need a man.
No. Did you see the Summer Walker
Walker
picture?
I don't need a man to do anything.
Yeah, the one with the big ass.
Do you think that men and women are 50-50 in the contribution of bringing kids to this world?
You know they're not. All a guy has to do
is
I
need him to answer.
He knows it's not.
50-50.
Is it a 50-50 contribution in the delivery of kids not existing to kids popping in this world? Is it 50-50?
50% sperm, 50% egg.
He knows he's full of it. He knows he's full of absolute shit.
Honey, you want me. Okay. Anyways, 50% sperm, 50% egg. So
okay, biologically, but labor-wise, the man is not carrying a kid for 10 months. He is not sacrificing his hair, his teeth, his sanity, blowing out the whole region when there's no comparing it.
I think there's I think that's where the double speak comes in. Because on one side, people will say, don't reduce me to being a childbearer, but then I want all the credibility of being reduced to a childbearer.
Those are not the same women saying that. You're trying to make it seem like there is duality in those two things within one woman. The same woman that is saying don't reduce me to a childbearer is not the same woman that's like, because I had kids, you gotta do this. That is not the same woman.
So my question to you is, you don't think, based on what you just said, can you repeat what you said about
Well,
childbirth?
I was saying. Mm-hmm. Oh,
About
childbirth.
Yeah.
Oh, which like the woman bears, all the labor in the childbirth. All the guy had to do
Okay.
was have sex, and the woman
Okay.
had sex too. And then from there is 10 months of
Yeah.
labor and whatever comes with pregnancy for women that men do not have to experience.
So do you think we should reduce women to just being childbearers?
Okay, you saying reduce women to being childbearers is saying that there is some kind of lowering for women because they're childbearers. It's actually the exact opposite. No, you're saying being reduced. How could you be reduced to a childbearer? Being a childbearer is on top of the fucking pyramid. Without childbearers, humanity would cease to exist. So why would you say that being reduced? There's no such thing as being reduced.
Should we just like he reduced OnlyFans girls to their job? Like your job is the epitome of what you are, right? Do you think we should reduce women to the epitome of what you exist as is a childbearer? Like, even though it's at the top of the thing, should that be we shouldn't reduce athletes just to hooping. They're people, right?
They're people, and that even furthers my point. Not only are we childbearers, but we do everything else. Yeah. We do everything that a man can do, and men can't do everything that a woman can do. I'm not saying that women do everything.
No,
I'm really fucking dead. Women can.
I'm just asking.
Women can.
You bench 500
I can't, but I'm also not having kids, and I'm also not doing a lot of other things. I'm saying in general, women can.
Okay.
Listen,
and you knew that.
Listen,
you knew that.
He's anti-woman.
I wouldn't want to.
But I feel like we all exist.
I doubt it's 500.
I didn't say it was 500.
Okay, so why you put that number out there?
You can't bench as much as me, but go ahead.
I feel like we all exist on this
benching.
planet together. Men, women, and everything that exists in the spectrum. We gotta stop fighting over opinions that people hold that aren't the people we want to be with.
100%.
Exactly. You just made my point.
Shit.
But I think you would.
Cold.
Yeah,
That's cold as fuck.
That's
yeah.
cold.
But because if that's why I don't really care what people think. When he argue, we be on here going back and forth. Like I know his but you come from a place of most people do. It comes from a place of judgment, right? And as a person, I think it's natural for people to want to judge. But a lot of that reason is because people never want to look in that mirror, boy. Because once you start fixing yourself by yourself, right, you realize like how peaceful the world can be. You won't start. That's why I don't find enemies everywhere I go. People who say, yo, these people are trying to cancel us and this community of people, they hate us. You'll stop finding enemies in the world. The only reason you find enemies in the world is because you find an enemy in yourself. Because you know what you think about other people. And I think that's what it boils down to.
I don't, but if we're talking that, I personally don't find an enemy in myself. I'm a realist. And I'm trying to be like as real as possible. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm a realist, but people are so used to being told what they want to be heard. So when someone like me comes around and has a differing opinion, they automatically look at me as a hater.
But see, I think
and that's not even a thing. When you had put that video out, I didn't look at you as a hater. I looked at you as maybe delusional, but it wasn't really, oh, he's hating on women. What I got from it is that I'm always going to be the one that sticks up for women. Like I said before. So if there is someone who I feel like is voicing an opinion that is not only delusional, but it's trying to lower women in any way, who are you? I have something to say about that because I am 100% invested in sticking up for women. I will always be vocal in sticking up for women. If you're saying that you don't really care about people and their differing opinions, okay, that's you. I care because I'm invested in it.
But I do.
Because if I don't stick up for women, who will? There are not other groups that are invested in sticking up and protecting black women. Black women have to do it for themselves.
I wasn't talking about
I wasn't.
I'm just saying for me. I'm just saying women in general too.
Me personally, I think when you pick a side like that, which that's your experience, right? You're a black woman. That's why it hits home for you, right? But I feel like, from my perspective, I feel like we should stick up for people, right? I'm never going to.
I don't believe that.
So, I get where she's coming from. Pro-black.
I don't.
Are you pro-black?
Yes.
Okay. I get where she's coming from. Go ahead.
When I say stick up for people, that doesn't mean you can't be pro whatever you are.
Yeah,
but like
sure.
I said,
I
said in the last podcast, what I realized is I've been pro person my whole life, but I realized there are people who are pro what my archetype may be that are actually anti the other side. I don't think that's how people should be.
100%.
You can be pro you without being anti somebody else. So I'm never going to in my best intentions, step on what you may be going through because I stand on the other side of the aisle, right? So if I see a situation that involves a black guy and a white woman, I'm going to go, what Nipsey say, what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. Yeah. And that's what I stand on. There is nothing that's why I got homeboys, they be like, people in the comments, you see it. Why ain't they sticking up for him? If I think you're wrong, I'm going to tell you you're wrong. If you're my girlfriend, like I may not do it in public because there's a perception out there, right? We got to be a team as much as possible because once people can see cracks in the team, they'll try to break it apart. That's just the way of humans. But when we get home, if I feel like you did something wrong, I'm going to voice that. Because you're my girlfriend does not make you right. Because you're the woman in this situation does not make you right. What is right, what's wrong is wrong, and we can discuss like how we, and another thing people need to do is there is no 100% blame anywhere. There is no, and I think that's people's problem. They feel like I got to be on one side of the aisle all the way.
Can I just say this too? Because we're all black people at this table. I feel like black people are 100% way too inclusive. I feel like we always feel like we can't be extremists in our opinions and beliefs and be too pro-black because, we can be pro-black, but we also have to stick up for white people. We got to stick up for Indian people. I don't fucking have to stick up for them because they don't stick up for us. I feel like black people should be way more polarizing in our opposition and what we stand for. I don't have the room to be like, what's right is right. I'm standing by black women, period. I don't have the space to be like, if I see a white person and a black person, I'm gonna be on the black person's side.
I think
we don't have that. We don't have that luxury. We don't have that luxury to be so open. Listen. And I feel like it's to our detriment that we are so inclusive. That's why we can't have shit for ourselves. There's not one thing in this country that black people have for themselves because we are so focused on every other group. We feel like we can't be exclusive. We can be exclusive.
I totally agree with her on that because that is a statement that we talked about on the last podcast.
See, I disagree though.
You disagree.
Do you think you are in the same position as black women 60 years ago?
No.
Because they went through things so you could have things, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so a black woman scientist made a quote. She said, "We are here to plant seeds that grow trees to cast shade on people we'll never meet," right? So if I make enemies out of everybody else, because this is what white people are going through right now, right? Because of their history, their kids are now being attacked because of what they chose to do. So taking that into account, on your way to the top, they tell you this in entertainment, they tell you this in business, right? The way you get to the top is the way you're coming down, right? And if I make enemies out of everybody else, when my kid goes out into the world or other kids go out into the world, those kids look at me as an enemy. And I know you agree because we had the conversation.
Listen to me. So that Jewish clip that I did not want to get released, right?
Yeah.
That Jewish clip that you released, you don't think that we could have made enemies out of those Jewish people just by releasing that clip?
I don't think we would have made enemies out of people who weren't already looking at us like that. No rational, and that's people's problem.
I'm talking about us.
Yeah, us. Yeah.
Slick City show.
Yes. I don't think there was nobody who was going to see that clip and wasn't already have a preconceived notion about us that was going to say, we're going to the bad side of thinking about these people. Because most people, and that's why people are scared. They see things on the internet, they see things on TV, and they only see the polarized sides when most people exist in the middle. More people are more rational than people give them credit for. But people are scared. That's fear will control you from doing a lot of things, but fear can also get you to attack things you don't need to attack.
One point that you made, you said that people in the black community don't like to express their thoughts because they'll be viewed as extremists, right? What is the difference between that and the way I express my thoughts about things?
Because you were scared.
I don't think you
were scared.
No.
I'm talking about my thoughts. A lot of times, if you look on TikTok, a lot of people say, "Oh, this guy is an idiot. Oh, this guy's thoughts are crazy." Like, that's the reason why a lot of people in the black community don't want to share their thoughts, is because they'll get viewed as nuts.
Yeah, but they gotta stop taking into account the people who are far over there. And that's why I tried to tell you about the clip. There's no rational human. Because even you, when the first thing you asked her is, "Do you think I hate OnlyFans girl?" What did you say?
I said no.
Okay. Most people aren't going to be. And the reason I was going to put the clip out, if I felt you said something that came from a place of hate, the clip would have never went out. But people are scared that they see people who make statements that actually do come from a place of hate, right? And they think they're going to be treated like that. When most people, they can judge you for the most part. Just because these comments are saying you're an idiot, most of these people, you see them in person, they're not going to say these things. I already went through this on YouTube. I had the race war on YouTube, and there was a lot of white people that was like, yo, holla this, holla that. I seen them in person. Yo, holla's one of the best people I ever met. I know, because it's the internet. They look at you as a TV star the same way you'll watch a TV show and say, yo, this character is an idiot. That's the same thing they feel. But if they actually met this person in real life, they're not going to hold these things over your head or cast that kind of judgment.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
I still disagree, though. That's what you're going to say?
I still disagree. Hey, that's a great point. That's a great point.
So do y'all think y'all could be friends?
I think,
Well, here's the thing. I enjoy having friends that have different opinions than me and different outlooks on the world, because I tend to think that I'm always right, and I
know.
usually am.
We can-
That's just the reality of the situation. But sometimes it's nice to have a little, a little back and forth. You know, I'm always gonna think I'm right, but
yeah.
I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm not going to be friends with him because he said that about OnlyFans girls. I mean, I don't really care what you think about OnlyFans girls. I just wanted to let you know that I thought you were delusional.
Cared enough to make a video.
Yeah, because I wanted to let you know that I thought you were delusional.
And I also, okay, good.
But like I said, I'm always going to voice an opinion that stands up for women. So it's not so much that I thought about you, I thought about women.
I think like everybody has perspective in life, and people are a victim of their own perspective sometimes. So there's nothing that you're wrong about.
To me.
To your perspective.
Exactly.
Right? I think echo chambers are a very bad place, and algorithms do a very good job of forcing people into echo chambers, right? We're going to give you the content that keeps you on the app. If we keep putting things you disagree with, you're going to click off this app. We won't be able to advertise for you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The same way they ran TV, right? I think these conversations are good because I think both of y'all can admit that y'all aren't as different as people would have thought y'all were looking at both of y'all's clip.
Facts.
Would you agree?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, because
Both of y'all super pro black.
I'm typically right most of the time as well.
Yeah.
So,
I don't see that.
well, you don't have
But
to.
I haven't really, this is the only time I've spoken
yeah,
to you.
You don't have to see it, sweetheart. You don't have to see it.
Yeah, because I don't.
But, a lot of times I am right.
But she wants you,
Even
though.
these guys know I'm right most of the time, okay?
Oh, nah. I ain't.
And
I don't think they would agree either.
they would agree. You know why they would agree? I told my Instagram followers the other day, I never tell a lie.
Yeah.
I never tell a lie. I posted that clip of you, and I said, you know what? She wants me. I get a message at 3:00 in the morning. Yes,
'Cause
y'all.
I was up
Yes,
after-
y'all. I want this man. I was right, and I let everyone know about it. There we go.
Listen, I was up after work. I got home like 1 a.m. and I didn't even see the message until I think I made another TikTok video and then I saw it on Instagram. I'm just like, what the fuck? Out of all the people, because I know a lot of people stitched that video.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I saw it through a stitch.
A lot of haters. Go ahead. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like I saw it through a stitch. So I'm like, I know a lot of people stitch this. I don't know why he talk about me, but I know it's because I have a lot of followers.
I mean,
that's just the truth.
He went after another girl too, though.
Purified water.
Thank you.
Sam's Club.
If I see her,
No. Give me it back. Give me it back. Give me it back.
I did not say it.
Yo, she looked disappointed, boy. I seen her heart drop. This is ass too.
I honestly, no disrespect. I do think this is the reason why you can't stay in a relationship because of things like this. No, I'm being for real.
You know what's crazy
I'm being for
though?
real.
Okay, I'm not trying to.
Well,
Go ahead.
Are we? I should be. My mic.
good.
Yeah,
Okay.
you good.
The relationships that I have counted as positive relationships, right? I've always been the one to end them. It's not like the guy was like, "Oh, you're too difficult." No, I can't be it. Like I've been the one to end them. So I don't know if that's what you were getting at, but
Is it too personal to say what the reason was that made you end it? Is that too personal? Go ahead. Yeah.
So for one, and this was my fault really. He had a kid, and and at first it was casual dating. And when we first went on our first date, I didn't know he had a kid. He told me on our first date, and I was like, oh, like, I broke it off with him via text. I was just like, I don't want kids. I don't want to be, around your kids. So I don't think it's good for us to continue on. But he was persistent, and we dated for a few months. And in the end, it really was like, I don't see a future with this guy. I'm not going to waste his time anymore. The one before that, which was a more long-term, we had lived together for a couple months. And I told him when he moved in with me, I told him more than once, I was like, listen, I would be open to us living together, but you have to pay all the bills. I told him that more than once, so he knew what the deal was, and I was like, this is just an offer. You don't have to move in with me. At this point, he was transitioning into another apartment, so while he was looking for a new place, I was like, just stay with me for a few months. He got into the apartment. All of a sudden, it was 50-50. I couldn't do it. I did it for a month, and I was like, look, no, it's not for me. I didn't like the way that I was doing all the cooking, doing all the cleaning, and still contributing to the monthly bills, and what all you're doing is going to work and giving me half the rent. I didn't like it. So, and that's why that one ended.
I can see that.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
Speaking on your job, so I didn't know about this. Everybody informed me. Bottle girls make more money than strippers out here. Is that a fact?
I would say so.
Yeah.
It's
way yeah, I would definitely say so. It's way easier. And we just make the money easier.
Okay. Now, why is that? Why you think so?
I think because
faster. I think it's because there's so much competition. I'm just gonna speak for Atlanta. There's competition in Atlanta to be bottle girls too, but I feel like people come to Atlanta and they're travel dancers, they're strippers, they want to go to Magic, they want to go to Allure, and there's so much competition. Yeah. There's always going to be a light-skinned, big booty girl with lip fillers that everybody wants in their section. They're not going to take the girl with the C-section scar and the flat booty, and if you do go to clubs like Blue Flame that are maybe a little less competition, you're not making as much money. Yeah. So I saw this one TikTok of this one girl. She was bad, she was really good looking, and she was like, I went to Magic City and made less than $200 on Monday. And it's because there are so many girls there shaking their ass. I mean, and then it's not only the strippers, it's the bartenders. They throw money at the bartenders. They throw money at the bottle girls. When I was working at KOD as a bartender for a month, I know I made more money than the strippers. They used to throw money on me. They didn't even want to see the strippers. Yeah. So I think it's just a thing of you can go anywhere and see strippers. I really don't know what it is. I just know we made more money.
It's because the real addiction is liquor, all right? That's the reason. Because I can get the full effect of liquor when I pay for it. I can get a dance from a stripper. There's going to be people in there who want more that can get more. So I'm going to put my money where the thing I know is going to get me where I need to go. That's why. Liquor bring people, dog girls do bring people, but what bring girls to places? Liquor. You give girls free. Every promoter in Atlanta, the jig is up. The plot is we going to give a bunch of good IG girls free bottles of liquor. They're going to come to our club because they want to have a good time. Right? They come here, have a good time, take pictures. Now, the internet, our algorithms moving. People are seeing the girls who want to be in the crowd. They see those girls and they tell their boyfriend, hey, take me to. Now they there. Yeah. Now them dudes is bringing their homeboys that's fishing for girls. Yeah. That's what it's the same cycle every
And
club.
I feel like it's more of a money move to buy bottles than to spend money on strippers. I mean, you could buy a $10 dance, but that bottle is going to be $400. Yeah. So I feel like you show you're on IG buying 1942. People like, oh, he got money. Yeah. It's more of just a money thing too. It's more of a show.
Would you ever strip or do OnlyFans?
I wouldn't, but I feel like I wouldn't strip, and I've had this conversation before. I wouldn't strip because I'm not a good dancer, and I genuinely do not like having to converse with people. Like, my job as a bottle girl on the weekends is perfect because I don't have to be friendly. I don't have to be nice. I don't have to talk to you. As long as I bring your bottles out when you want them and order your food for you, that's all you want from me. Yeah. And then as far as OnlyFans, I wouldn't, just because I know how Reddit is. I know, you don't. That is just too risky. It's the internet.
So he watched free OnlyFans on Batty Hub.
If you did it, knowing the risk that's involved with it, would you say you don't care about your own body?
I wouldn't say you don't care about your own body.
What you say.
What I say. No. I don't think that's not my sentiment. I don't think that OnlyFans girls don't care about their body. I just think that they're living a a live fast, die young lifestyle. Like they probably aren't thinking about the long-term ramifications of maybe you can't go back to corporate after you do OnlyFans. Maybe you can't do this. It limits you in life, and they don't think about that.
Okay, I mean, hey, look, maybe that's some of the sentiments I echo as well. But okay, go ahead.
Well, you should have voiced it. I don't think that you did.
Go ahead. No, we're fine. But thank you for sharing that. Thank you.
You know, I'm not trying to. What do they call it in shows when they
no clue, brother, man.
when they put like two characters together, shipping. Y'all.
Is that the term? I never heard that. Shipping.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ship y'all, right? But I think like the dynamic that you have, because he's like a very competitive. Let me do everything that needs to be done. Yeah. You got money, you know what I'm saying? And you're like, yo, do everything. I feel like it makes for like good dynamic.
It does. It does.
Probably, no.
He said he'll do it all. She said she not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? I think
y'all
are good puzzle pieces, man.
There are some differences there, some obvious differences for sure.
Obvious,
she still
like
wants
what?
me,
Yeah.
like obviously,
right?
But there are some obvious differences,
yeah,
for sure.
You want to promote your stuff real quick?
I mean, I don't really think I have anything to promote.
What are you talking about? She has a brand.
What's your brand?
Isn't Laid by Amani a brand?
Oh, I mean, Laid by Amani is a brand, but not in the way that you're thinking. I had a hair business that I no longer promote anymore. So that's probably what you're talking about. I had a hair business during the pandemic. That's what I quit my 9-to-5 to do.
Okay. The
and
bundles was popping.
Huh?
The bundles was hitting.
Oh yeah,
the
like wigs crack. Were amazing. People still ask me to do it, and I'm just like, I don't do it anymore.
So why don't you promote your club?
I was about
because
to say.
They did not pay her to come on here.
Yeah,
and do
but there could be traffic.
No. They get enough traffic. All right.
You know, I was just trying to help.
No, they really do.
They gotta be paying us. No cap.
No, yeah, they gotta. Yeah,
come see me at such and such club.
I put it on my Instagram sometimes, but I'm not gonna publicly promote too much. They're not paying me to do that. And when people come in, they recognize me already. Yeah. They know where I work. People know me in Atlanta.
You got any cheating stories?
Yeah.
Any cheating stories? Like I've been cheated on?
Either one.
Wait, you cheated?
I've cheated before,
You're
yeah.
a Trisha?
Okay, tell me.
Wait, I'm a what?
You're a Trisha? What they call it, Trisha?
A what?
You don't even know. So
I'm like, wait, what?
Tell us what happened. Like you cheating.
Trisha!
Is it still hot?
Trisha!
Like, you can't say it?
No, I can say whatever I want. I'm not dating nobody.
Spit your truth then.
I mean, I cheated a couple times.
What are we doing?
Right. Crazy.
Well, my sentiment is if I'm not engaged or I'm not married, I'm single.
Hey, that's my dog right there. No cap.
What is wrong with
y'all
y'all
niggas? That's really how I think.
Y'all are dumb.
Y'all are bad people.
They are dumb.
Y'all are bad people.
I'm
Y'all
not condoning cheating.
Yes,
but
you
I'm
are.
saying,
And that's
saying
you
is
are.
you're
I'm
technically
not.
single
No,
until you
no,
marry.
but you know people kill themselves for getting cheated on and
No,
shit
no,
like
no,
that?
I mean, that's just, I can't.
That's
being
OD.
fat. Like,
I know. I mean,
No, that's
People kill
OD
themselves
to
every
use
day.
that as the reason. But listen, so that's like saying that's like saying we weren't business partners till we got an LLC.
shit,
You
that's
weren't.
already happened now.
That is not true.
You were friends. You were probably in the works, but officially you were not.
Oh my God, bro! Now you talking about this officially shit? Like we were business partners before.
You could call
Yeah,
yourself
locked
anything that you
in,
want
dog.
until
Oh God.
listen.
So
you
you're-
can call yourself
hold
anything
on.
you want.
So why do you put these expectations on men that you date if they're single? Why would they take care of somebody that's also single? Wouldn't they only take care of somebody they're in a partnership with? Boy,
Listen, they can do whatever they want. I never said that they have to. If they want to be with me, that's what they're going to do to be with me. And when I'm with someone, I am monogamous.
So you
100%.
No.
But
No, you're not
technically, you are
monogamous.
single.
No, he's single.
I've cheated
You done
before.
fucked
I've
around.
cheated.
How are you monogamous
But
with
here's
somebody
the
who's
thing:
single?
if I really thought I was single, it wouldn't be cheating. It would just be me doing me. So I knew that I was in a relationship and I cheated. I'm not saying that. That's,
I'm not putting that in the TikTok clip. They frying you.
No, put it in TikTok. Yo, put it in if it was me.
No, that
Put it in
part.
if it's her.
No,
part,
I'm talking about that part.
higher,
I'm gonna put the first part in there. I'm
Okay.
cutting that part.
Okay.
No, shut up. You can't do that. You got.
No,
to
he
know the
can't
whole
do that
story.
because he does it to me all the time.
Everybody got, man.
Oh my goodness.
So-
Okay, so what happened? What happened? Why'd you cheat?
I cheated because really I don't know. I just didn't like the guy.
So what was the
And I
scenario?
was just kind of on my way out already, and I was just like, well, I'm on my way out. I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Was he his friend? Did they know each other?
They did not know each other.
Okay.
Did
good.
you let him hit raw?
No.
Okay. Did you?
Was there?
That's not fun.
Go ahead.
That's not fun. That sucks. Go ahead.
Oh, question. Okay, so I had a podcast with somebody before that told me he had like 140, 150 bodies, right? Mm-hmm. And he doesn't use condoms.
Oh no!
Now being in Atlanta, all right, and I didn't know this was a thing. Yeah. Like I didn't know people didn't use condoms until that podcast, and I started asking people, and nobody. So my question to you is: do you use condoms?
Yes.
Okay. 150 bodies without condoms?
No condoms.
This nigga
bro.
has some type.
He
of
right.
STD.
He's
bro, that like
he found a girl on Tinder. And drove to Tennessee, beat her down in a gas station bathroom.
Wait, the nigga drove to another state and couldn't even go in the crib?
Is a walking fucking STD, bro.
I was gonna say, I just feel bad for him.
Nah, bro, he that's what you call an actual addict.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
People,
yeah,
bro,
that's something's wrong with him.
I found out people were way more addicted to like coochie than I was.
This right hand do wonders, dog. I ain't doing.
But when I say
you said you killed your shit 6 times in a day,
no,
nigga. You are a fucking chronic masturbator.
That's one time.
No, you don't know.
Okay,
you don't know. You be talking about Batty Hub every day.
No. Shout out to Batty Hub, but you yourself, right?
Hold up. Do you know what Batty Hub is?
No.
It's where they can get free OnlyFans content.
Okay, first of all, it's free premium content.
Okay,
not free OnlyFans content.
Can I just say this?
Content.
I think it's very comical how you're saying you don't have friends that are OnlyFans creators. You would never date a girl that's an OnlyFans person, but you engage in it so heavily that you masturbate chronically to it.
I think it's interesting.
Chronically, it's crazy.
I think it's interesting.
I mean, I think that's really interesting that men always engage in something that they would not want. And it's like you want it in your personal life, but you have some kind of standard for it at the same time. Like a guy that would never date a stripper, but you in a strip club every weekend.
But you
like,
said
let's make
earlier,
it make sense.
It's almost like a fantasy, ain't it?
No, hold on.
Like
you said earlier that you
fantasy.
would consider dating someone who grew up in a single parent household. Did you not?
Yeah.
So I find that very comical as well. Like,
why?
A better example is do you listen?
How is that hypocritical? I'm saying that you engage with OnlyFans girls, but you're like trying to act like you're so above them. You view them like you like them.
Who said I'm above them?
That's exactly what the conversation. That's exactly where the
No,
conversation was going.
now
Yes,
you're
it
twisting
is.
my words.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
You didn't literally
Yes, you
say
are.
I'm above OnlyFans girls.
Exactly.
But when you're
So
saying
let's
stuff
move on to
like
the next topic.
I
I
would
never
never
said
date an
that.
OnlyFans
I
girl.
never said
I
that.
would never marry OnlyFans girl. They don't respect their whatever. What did he say about respecting their bodies or something like that? You don't know if they respect. I mean, you respect their bodies. You like to view them.
Man,
Hell yeah, I'm
what he
I'm
do?
gonna get my nut off one way or
He did
another.
what to me? Chronic
This is the last topic. All right.
Yeah, because we're pushing 4 hours here.
No. We're at like 2 something. But what is your song?
Bro, don't start with this shit, bro.
Yo, what is your song?
Don't start with this shit, bro. Please don't start, because we're gonna be here for another 30 minutes. Please don't start with
No,
this.
we'll do.
Because of me. I'm a Scorpio.
You're a Scorpio.
Does that
she on that Drake
does
shit.
that
Okay.
determine who you are as a person?
I don't think it does.
Good.
I'm really not. If you had told me your birthday, I would not know what sign you are. I'm not. I'm only into it, or I'm only.
That is a great
I know I'm a
answer.
Scorpio because people are like,
Look,
"Oh,
that
October,
is
you're a Scorpio."
That is a great. See, now we're not gonna go on for another 30
The connection.
It actually has some sense.
No, we gonna get into the next podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll get into the next podcast.
We will.
You want to shout out your IG?
I mean, everything is my name because I know I'm not going back to corporate, so that's okay.
What's your name?
My IG is Amani Wortham.
Yeah.
TikTok laid by Amani.
Yep.
And yeah, follow me, book me for jobs.
What did you do before? Like when you were in corporate, what did you do?
I was in banking, so I did consumer lending for credit unions.
You know, I also had another issue as well. So
You say you didn't want to go.
this is the last thing. This is the last thing. Okay.
You gotta pull out the receipts.
Yep. Let me find it here really quick.
Yo, he's sick.
You said
He's sick.
You said that I have an online persona where I'm totally somebody else, right? And then you said that your social media.
I didn't say that you did.
Yes, you did. Yes,
No,
you did.
I did not.
You said
I
that-
did not say that this guy has
my God.
an
Can I
online
finish?
persona.
Can I finish?
What I
Can
said
finish?
is that.
Can I finish? Can I
pull up-
finish?
pull up
You
my
also
TikTok and just play
you
it.
also said that
Pull up my
you
TikTok.
also
Oh, I'ma
said
pull up my
you
TikTok.
also
I'ma
said
play
that
it.
her you also said that your
Let's
social
play-
media
let's
you
play
said that
the
your
TikTok
you said that your social
question
media is an
because
extension of you.
my
And if you
social
got
media
rid of
is
TikTok
100
tomorrow, you're
Yup.
still making thousands a week.
I'm still making thousands a week at my bottle girl job. I'm still making money modeling. I'm still making money off social media. I do 100% am. You take away my TikTok and I can still go back to YouTube. I can still have a podcast.
Okay, exactly. You also said that.
You did YouTube too?
Yeah, I did
Hang
YouTube.
on.
That's
Yo,
how I
let
started
me
out.
cook.
you also said that if you take social media away from me, you're taking away my entire life. I would like to.
And see,
do
you keep
actually
saying
believe that?
you.
Do you
I
believe
did not
that?
say him.
Do you believe
I
that?
said these men that are delusional like him.
Like me. So do you
exactly
think? Do
like you? I didn't say you. I didn't say him.
But let me ask you a question.
So he's trying to make it seem like, oh, I was talking about him.
No, you
him.
were
I already
talking
told
about
you.
me. You were. If you want.
No, I was talking about you in the beginning when I said that you're not attractive enough to talk about people who make money off of their looks, and
What
that you're
makes-
delusional.
What makes you think? What makes you think you're qualified enough to talk about?
Because I'm attractive and I know it.
Okay, but I'm talking about for men that grew up in single parent households. What makes you think you're qualified enough to talk about them and say that every
Because
single
I've
man
dated
is
them
like that?
before, and I have friends and
You're
family that are from
generalizing once
single parents
again.
households
But
because I've
once again-
experienced it. But you never experienced
but
OnlyFans
once
girls.
again, how you
besides
know
when you're
that?
masturbating
How you
to
know
them.
that? How you know that? Yeah, and I have very good times.
Because you told me.
I have
How
a
do I
very
know
good
that? 'Cause
time.
he told me
I have a very
that.
good time masturbating to them.
I
Yes.
know you do.
So
You
I
did it
feel
6 times
I
in a
feel a
day.
connection with them. I feel no. This was back in the day. OnlyFans wasn't out when I was masturbating 6 times.
Oh.
A day. Okay. Let's clear that up really quick. Okay. You can walk away all you want. Let's clear that up. All right.
That's what your friend said.
No, he said that. The clip is on TikTok of him saying he beat it 6 times in one day. It's actually our second clip.
But
So that's
before
not
we
the
go,
norm
before
for
we
you?
go, play the clip.
Yes,
we
let's
go, play
play
the
the
clip.
clip. Let's
It
put
should
it
be like the second one or the third one.
on my
As a
TikTok.
matter of fact,
Oh, you're playing her clip or your clip?
I feel like the worst
Put it into the
effect
mic,
that the
please.
internet has had on society and humanity as a whole is that it has made people completely fucking delusional. People who are nobodies in real actual life now are able to live this alternate reality where they cosplay themselves as participants in situations that they would never be in.
People
That
who are
guy
nobodies
is
in
not
real
qualified.
life.
You
He does not
including
have
him
the
in those
looks
people,
that
though?
qualifies
He's
him
an
to be able to
example,
talk
but when
about
I'm saying
somebody
him,
who makes money off
just
their
him,
looks,
no,
right?
I'm saying
Talk
people
about
that
who
act
would
like
never
this and
date
say
an
stuff like
OnlyFans
this.
girl. No, I think an OnlyFans girl would never date you. Like, are you dumb?
I'm not dumb.
These people who live miserable
These
lives
people
in real
who
life,
live-
right,
who
are
live
able to
miserable
log on to
lives.
this online persona where they are totally
But
somebody
if
else.
you're
See,
using
I-
him as an example,
My social media is an
that you
extension
have
of
to
me.
be
If
saying that
we
about
have
him,
a
though.
I'm using him as an example of somebody who's delusional, but I'm saying that there are a lot of delusional people on the internet who cosplay as people who you would never be in a situation to date an OnlyFans girl, right? But I'm saying that
Fuck
they're
you know? How you know that?
You said you wouldn't date
How
one.
you know that?
because you said you wouldn't date
no,
one.
but they want me though. They want me. So
Oh
how-
my gosh, everybody wants you.
Yeah, well, a lot of women do. A lot of women do. Okay.
So you've gone on a date with an OnlyFans girl. And she's like, oh yeah, I do OnlyFans,
No,
and I want to make
no,
it work with
I'd
you.
I'd never do that, ma'am. I'd never.
he said he don't even want to be seen out with an OnlyFans girl.
I'm fucking dead.
Perfect. All right. I have nothing else to say.
You sure? I feel like
This nigga crazy,
Great
bro.
dialogue. This was a great dialogue. Great dialogue.
Bro, you are crazy,
all right. Listen, y'all welcome.
man. Hey man, appreciate y'all. Welcome to
Coming in, Miss
I
Amani.
said, it said, fam said welcome.
No
Hey, look,
doubt.
thank y'all for
It's
pulling
crazy.
up. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. We'll be back with another episode. If y'all also ship these two, comment down below. You know what I'm saying? What points were made? Whose side are you on?
Maybe
We'll
we'll
see
get
y'all-
them on a date or something later on.
I'm fucking. I don't.
Yo, Valentine's Day live stream.
Oh nah.
Yo, you done? Hey, look. We asked you to Valentine's Day way
Exactly.
before anybody else did.
Facts.
Right?
I'm not gonna be in the country on Valentine's Day.
Shit, no, neither are we. So where you going? We're gonna meet you there.
I don't know yet.
Oh yeah, he's wilding. He's wilding. I'm gonna be right here. I got work to do.
So yeah, you right. We gotta lock in.
Where you going for Valentine's Day?
I haven't decided yet, but I know I'm taking a trip.
What's the
I want
the
to take
top
my
two
girlfriends.
places?
It's either gonna be Toronto or Paris. Those are the two things that I'm like stuck on.
I actually
You
might
said
be
you said you're gonna what?
not
Take my girlfriends on a trip.
All right. Yo. So we're
Wait, what? Don't try to
yo.
take my girlfriends on a trip. Yeah, me and my
no,
girls
no.
be go on trips together. Who am I gonna go on a trip with? I haven't gone on a solo trip yet.
You're
It's
gonna
either a
be
vacation
single
or a
for
girls
very,
trip,
very long time.
and I'm okay with
Yeah,
that.
and I know you're.
And
yes.
you're saying that like that's a bad
No,
thing.
I'm
You
not.
didn't
I'm
tell me
not.
anything that I didn't
I'm
know.
not.
You know
I'm
what?
not saying
You know,
it's like a bad thing.
like. I would like to continue as platonic friends because your mind is. I like being challenged of like trying to figure out yeah. So anyway, where's your favorite place you've been?
My favorite place, Jamaica.
Jamaica.
I'm Jamaican.
It's-
I'm Jamaican.
Oh, look at
No, not like
look
that.
at
Not
that.
like that.
Look at
Not like that.
Y'all
They're very petty.
Hey, yo.
Very petty dudes. Very petty dudes, but not like that. But keep going.
No, yes, it's between like Jamaica or San Juan.
What-
I feel like those are the most.
What's the
Like
best
that one.
borough in New York?
I don't know. I hate New York City.
Oh.
I hate it's dirty and the people are ghetto and rude and the weather is horrible.
It's
I
really
hate
dirty
it.
though, for real?
I
I
hate
never
New York
been.
City.
Ghetto
You
and
know what?
rude.
I said that in one of my
Ghetto
TikTok
and
posts and
rude.
everybody tried to come for me,
Oh,
but
they're
it's
coming
Yeah,
again.
I saw
They're
that.
coming
I
again.
saw that.
I don't
I
care.
saw
New
that.
York is dirty.
They
The
said
people
you're not
are
even
ghetto.
from New York.
Hold on,
And I
hold on.
never said I was from New York
No,
City. I
but
never
no,
want to be from
but
New York
you're not-
City. I
you're not from
never
New
said
York.
I
You're
wanted to
from
be from New York
upstate.
City.
You're
I
from
said I'm from
upstate.
upstate New York.
You're
I
not-
never
no,
wanted
no,
to be
no.
from
Don't
New
ever
York
say
City.
you're from New York.
Why would I want to be
Say
with the
upstate.
rats?
Say-
Why would I want to be with the rats?
You up there-
I don't
you-
want to be
you
with
up
the
there with
rats.
a bunch of
Okay,
white
then.
people and
Who
shit.
Hold on.
rules the
You don't
city?
like white people, but you up there
think
with a
the
bunch of
rats
white
rule the
people.
city.
Hold
Oh.
up. I got a question.
I don't want to be with the rats in the garbage.
Him demonizing people because of their profession, would they
And
choose to?
I don't give a
But you
fuck.
are demonizing people over where they're born
I don't
and
give
have
a
no
fuck.
control of. That's crazy.
That's crazy as
Hypocrite
fuck.
to me.
That's
You know what
crazy
I'm
as
saying?
fuck.
And I don't give a fuck.
Exactly. Hypocrite, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey,
Clip
Bit
that
Kelly.
shit, please.
Hey, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. We'll see y'all
Yeah.
next time. Peace.